Oh, welcome to the Sunday Sit Down. It has been just a minute. Hopefully, some people get in here shortly. Don't forget to leave in the comments some albums you like from the years 2000 to 2009. This one was a hard one for us because we're all old, except for Tim. Tim may be running late. He had an issue with work, so he won't be here. But I do have two other people with me. First person, we got Mr. Wilkie from Wilkie's Movies and Music. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on again. I'm glad that I have not expired my invite to your channel at this point. So thank you very much.
Well, I know about 2 months ago, I was like, yeah, well, we're going to do another one. And then it didn't happen. I was like, I got to get the band back together.
Oh, so I tell you what, it's funny. I was joking about this. I'm the best at saying like, oh, just the other day, like, oh, we just talked the other day, or we just did that live stream the other day. It was 6 or 7 months ago, but
7 months ago. Yeah, almost.
It's what happens. It's what happens. But I'm
hopefully
thank
you're ready
you for having me back on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Hopefully you're ready tonight. You got a list. No Zeppelin, right?
I did not do any Zeppelin, but I figure I'll have something that Joe will cringe about. I'm just guessing at some point with this.
Speaking of Joe,
and I love him. I love him. He knows I'm just joking around.
How are we doing? Of course. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad no Zeppelin tonight.
No Zeppelin.
But, you know, and if we would have did the 90s and you did like Coverdale Page, it would have been like Zeppelin adjacent. But luckily that's, you know, he didn't really do anything in the 2000s. So
yep.
Glad to be on. Thanks for having me, Mr. Ryan. I appreciate it.
Thank you for accepting the invite again. I know you're always up for music and all that. Looks like we got 7 people watching. Hopefully we get some people in the comments talking some music.
Let's go.
I know Sundays is kind of an odd day for streaming, but
I see 9. Again, let's get the likes.
Yes.
Hit the like, sub up for Ryan.
Oh, yes. Man. I've got all the links down below, and I've got the link to the previous music stream. So we'll see what happens. But tonight, 2000 to 2009. Honestly, I think we're pretty much in agreement since Tim's not here. The 90s was the last best decade for music. I had a rough time with this because I didn't think there was a whole lot of music that I liked between 2000 and 2009. And boy, was I wrong. I know you guys had issues too. You found a bunch of stuff and I found a bunch of stuff, and then we had to narrow it down. So hopefully we can get in here tonight and see what we got. We do have somebody finally in the comments. Caveman. And we got this weird Wilkie guy in the comments. What's up?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
There's Holland
from time to time. Holland.
Yeah, and Holland.
Hey, you're now core.
Hit yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I've whittled my list down to 22 at this point, so we'll figure out which ones I actually talk about. So,
yeah. So 2000 to 2009 was a weird time, I guess. I mean, I graduated in 98. I didn't really do anything for the first year after I was out of school. Then I went to school for medical stuff. And I really don't remember that time period. But after going back and looking through the music, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this, or this reminds me of this. I remember hearing this for the first time. I remember such and such suggesting this music. So it kind of brought back some memories. So that was kind of helpful to jog my old memory. Loved the Page and Plant solo album.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go.
There's another one for you, Joe.
Yeah, like I said, when it came to the 2000s, I struggled at first because like late 90s, early 2000s, like the height of nu metal. So I'm like, I know some of that, but then after that, it kind of gets blurry, and I wasn't listening to a ton of music at that time because of there wasn't really a lot that I really got into. Not till like maybe 2010, 2012, a lot of newer bands started coming out that I started to enjoy. But kind of the end of the 2000s was like more of a 2010 was more of a dark period in my brain.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the '90s, there was a revolution. You had the ending of the hair bands. You had alternative, grunge, country changed, rap
Yeah,
changed,
and
new metal.
industrial
Yeah, industrial, new
industrial came in.
metal,
Yeah,
prog
Hey,
rock. Um,
but you also had like old is new again, like Black Crows, like things like that
yeah,
too, like coming in, like old blues rock. That was a crazy time. I there was a lot
yeah.
of great music that came out in the '90s.
you mentioned Seven Mary 3 the last stream. I found that CD secondhand, and I didn't even skip none of the songs on there. They all went on my hard drive, and every song on that CD has been amazing. I don't know why I've never owned it.
That was one that I don't know why it just hit for me. And I know I brought that up on the last one, like you said, but that was one that just hit. I was in college at the time and I had a lot of good, yeah, that's one I can go back to whenever. I have a good time with it.
But the bleed over into 2000, like Joe said, we had the new metal scene kind of erupted. Had a lot of pop bands that showed up.
Yeah.
Like No Doubt. They kind of, bands like No Doubt that were ska,
Yeah.
punk,
The
rock,
ska
kind of
revival.
transitioned into just pop into the early 2000s.
Yeah.
The rise of the boy bands came up in the early 2000s.
Your favorite era, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Only if
And all that.
NKOTB was, the early 2000s, I would have been loving it.
I'm telling you. I was just gonna
Hey,
say
Chilo.
I put a post that I found a bunch of vinyl at Target, and if anybody looked at my story, one of them that I bought was Backstreet Boys Millennium. So
There you go.
And
found it
honestly,
for $7.
Hey,
she's
even
going to
better.
make fun of me. The rise of the boy bands. I mean, you think about it. Everybody's just kind of a derivative. I always say of the Jackson 5. They were like the original boy band.
Yeah.
There were some other bands at the time, but then you had like New Kids on the Block.
Yep.
Really in the late 80s into the early 90s, but you really didn't have like boy bands through the 90s, and then like early 2000s when pop started coming about. You had your NSYNC, your 98 Degrees, your Backstreet Boys. K-pop even started kind of popping up a little bit.
All for One came out.
Yeah.
There was a ton of boy bands that came out.
Yeah.
Because in the 80s, the only one that really was out was New Kids on the Block and New Edition, both from Boston.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Yep.
Boys to Men, you could argue was sort of. What is the what's the one? I think they're a South American band that always has new kids rotating into it at all times.
Menudo. I used to. Ricky Martin was in that. I remember it used to be on Saturday mornings on TV. I used to watch it when I was a young lad in the 80s.
And really, I mean, even early 2000s, we had a lot of stuff blowing up. Late 90s, early 2000s of like foreign stuff coming in. I can't even think of it. I just went completely blank of who I was thinking.
I was going to say Shakira became big at that time. Selena,
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
It was
Los Lobos.
Yeah.
The Macarena.
There was a lot. I was going to say the Macarena. There was a lot. That Latin revival came out around that time.
Yeah. Lovingly referred to the groups like Seven Mary 3 as compliant rock. And that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I don't care. I have fun with them. That was one album. I know I showed it before. I don't have it right now, but the CD of that is the same CD I bought in college when they came out, and I don't know. I have fun with them. So
I only know the one hit, and that was because it was on the radio.
Cumbersome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that Water's Edge is the other big one off there. But like
Water's
Margaret.
Edge.
Margaret, I really like that song, and then there was another song
one
that blew me away, and I can't think of it off the top of my head.
One. I gotta look it up. So this got into the age of me downloading or listening to albums and not knowing the titles of songs. So that was like one thing. Like through the 90s and 2000s, there's a bunch I love, but I don't remember the names of the songs. And that maybe it was that era of how I was listening to the music, but.
Yeah. For me, it was mostly the 90s. 90s, I was still buying a lot of CDs, but a lot of it was being at work, listening to the radio. So, and driving around listening to the radio. So I got a lot of those like one songs that I like from bands similar to like a Cumbersome, you know, but I there was times in my life that I pretty much stuck to certain genres or certain decades that I just, no matter what new came out, that still was on like a rotation for me.
Yep. Candlebox is awesome.
Yes,
Candlebox.
That was one of my albums I pulled out on the last
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Candlebox,
I know
Collective
you like
Soul.
that too, right?
I love
Joe?
Candlebox. I saw them in concert. They were great. Collective Soul, Dishwalla was another good band around that time.
Yeah.
Collective Soul, I didn't realize their first album, the one had Gel and December and all that stuff on there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the lead singer did that whole album pretty much himself.
Yeah, he played all the instruments on that album.
Yeah, I watched an interview with him. He was it was I guess it was maybe the 30-year anniversary of that one. And he was I forget what, it's one of the music stations I watch. It's like one of the mainstream ones. And the guy was doing the interview with him. And he was talking about back in the day how like they were like, you need to turn the vocals up, and or you need to redo the vocals. You need to get them more up. And he was like, give it 10 minutes, send it back to them exactly the same way. And they did that. And the guy called back, it's just great. It sounds great. It's like, it's the exact same.
Well, that's the thing. You could probably send it back like, we bumped it up a couple notches. What do you think? And it'll be the exact same thing. It'll be like, oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's where I learned he was the one that did that whole album. So he knew what he wanted and how he wanted to sound, and no record executive or whatever was going to tell him. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. You got Mr.
That's
Moody
also
in the
funny
house.
too. I saw a documentary thing where they were talking to them when they put their first video out, where they were pretty much like, no, and they're like, yeah, you got to put Doc Martens on and flannel, and you know, and they're like, do the '90s thing, and they're like, that's not us, and you know, they did it because, I mean, I don't blame them at all. They're trying to break into the industry and get their songs out there, but it's kind of funny to listen to that where they're like, no, you got to put the docs on and get some
I was going to say something similar to what you just said. I've been watching a lot of that Billy Corgan's new podcast that he has on YouTube.
Yes. It's good.
And I just watched the other day while I was grocery shopping, I listened to the Pat Benatar one. And she said the same thing, that all the record executives were there in the studio and they're like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they said they disconnected the board and said, okay, you guys do whatever you have to do. And they started tweaking all the knobs. And they're like, it sounds perfect now. They didn't realize that the board was completely disconnected while they were messing with it.
Yep.
I just seen Primus this week, for the people out in the chat that didn't know that. I posted a couple of videos on my Instagram, but leading up to this, I bought the Over the Electric Grapevine, which was it's a biography of Primus, but it's like just excerpts of just a bunch of people that this guy interviewed. Les is in there, Larry and Tim and Jay Lane, which are two of their older drummers and all that. And he basically, each chapter is broke down almost year for year from the late 80s all the way until early 2000s. And that was also something I noticed, that, you know, Primus has always kind of done their own thing. Luckily the label and early management recognized that they were in control of how they wanted to look and sound. So when they were doing recordings and all that, like, it was pretty much their way. And it was just a neat thing how, like Les was talking, how when he did get pushback from somebody, like, it just was bad. Like, you know, Corey just said, you know, oh, you should really do this because this would really make you sell records. It's like, but that's not us. You know, we're not going to put on, I mean, they did wear flannel in the 90s because they were kind of an alternative punk band or whatever, but like trying to get them to sell themselves as something they weren't. And like, I just couldn't imagine it being a musician and somebody telling you, no, you're good, but we want you to be this type of good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, Primus concert was awesome. I have something to show off. So like most bands, I think they do a lot of merch and all that. Primus hires an artist for every one of their shows, a local artist, whatever town they're in, to do a custom one-off sheet. And the one for Louisville, let's see if I can get it. How do I get myself up here? There we go. So this is the Louisville show. Primus, Onward and Upward Tour, Louisville, Kentucky, 15th, Iroquois Amphitheater. But it's Beavis and Butthead, but they've got all sorts of stuff in there, like the pork soda. That's from Frizzle Fry. It's got the South Park stuff in there, his pig mask, but it is autographed. Les Claypool, John Hoffman, and it's hard to see, Larry Lalonde is down here in the tire. But this, as soon as I seen this, like I was like, I have to have it. I mean, that's so 90s. It's so Primus. And it's going to be hanging on the wall with my rest of my autograph stuff. But yeah, the show was amazing. So if you don't know who Primus is, check them out, please. If you get a chance to see them, go see them. They put on an amazing show. They just got a new drummer, and he has been amazing. So let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Playing all the instruments for now has been recently done by Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie's son.
Yes.
I
does with
haven't
Mammoth.
checked anything out behind it from him. What do we got here? Holland, can you tell Mr. Naked Dog to enter Corey's cam?
No, my naked dog is sleeping, and he cannot enter the cam for tonight. So we'll just say that.
All right. So we're going to get this started here. For
Ryan's
like,
okay, move on.
No, I realize what he's talking about now. It just dawned on me. So Tim's not here. He had to go into work. There was something that happened at work. He had to go in and deal with it. So he might be here a little bit later. So we will see, but we're going to go ahead and start this general roundtable style. Just 5 of our really favorite albums from the years 2000, 2009. Mr. Moody, I saw Primus Rush back in the 90s. Awesome Night. Rush was a huge, huge influence on Primus.
Yeah. Rush is a great band.
I saw Rush back in the late 80s. Yep.
I've never seen Rush, but I would have liked to see him.
That was the first concert my dad scolded me about because it was $15. And he said, how could you ever pay $15 to go see a band? Mm-hmm. Like that was such a high price that it was like late 80s. But yeah, I still remember getting a little bit of grief from him. So
yeah, the early days of ticket prices. Do I miss that?
I'll take $15 any day now.
Mm-hmm.
So we were first section, middle section, the last row before the split, perfect dead center. I mean, great view. I paid $68 a ticket. So 2 tickets, $68. The guy next to me, he bought the VIP package where you get to go in first, buy merchandise, and you actually had a little Q&A session with the band. $275 a ticket.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm pretty happy with my $68 purchase. If I want to ask him a question, I'll hit him on Instagram or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm good.
I was going to say, I was probably a genre that nobody likes, but I was dying to see Blackpink because they're a K-pop band and they were playing New Jersey. 4K Media guy saw them in LA and he bought 2 tickets for like, I think it was $545 for 2 tickets. Jeez. New Jersey was $1,274 for 2 tickets. And I'm just like, there's no way. No way. I remember, like I said, I think the most I ever paid for tickets was Woodstock 99, and that was $325 a ticket for 3 days. I can't do that for like an hour show.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
All right.
We're
going to get this started.
Let's go.
Okay. Now, first round, again, 2000, 2009. This was a lot harder than I thought it was, but I'm going to go ahead and start this off.
Do it.
We're doing honorable mentions first, or are we doing that at the end?
We'll do that at the end.
Okay. Just to
The first
so I
time
know.
I heard this band, I was working third shift and it came on the alternative radio station. And it's a type of music I didn't think I would ever listen to. And it is a punk New England style. And I'm talking like clam chowder New England type music is the way I would describe it. But this is from 2008, Vampire Weekend.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
self-titled. And of course, the song I'm talking about is A-Punk. It's got that just really cool punk guitar to it. But these dudes are straight up like Cambridge, like Ivy League boys, I would say. But this has got like Oxford, A-Punk, M79, I Stand Corrected, Walcott, The Kids Don't Stand a Chance. This is their debut album. The first time I heard this, I was like, what is this? And fortunately, at this time, internet existed, so it was easy to find this. As soon as this came out, I had to buy it. The Vampire Weekend. And all their albums are good. I would say this is probably their best. I think they've got 4 albums total, so they've hit or miss, but by far, Vampire Weekend, their initial album, fantastic.
That is a great album. And yes, Massachusetts guys.
They are okay, so they're chowder guys then, huh?
Yeah.
Chowder punk. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's chowder punk.
Mm-hmm.
Those bastards.
Ori, what do you got?
Those bastards. Okay. Can I share a screen?
Oh, yeah, you should be able to.
Let's see here if I can do this. I am very tech deficient here. Let's see if we can do this.
Okay, so I get to add it to the... Okay, there it is. Awesome.
Cold, You're the Spider.
Never heard of this.
Great album.
That's a great album. Great band. You've never heard of it, Ryan?
No,
but this is the fun thing. I don't mean that in a bad way, but this is the fun thing about doing these streams. You get to come across things maybe you haven't had before. So
I think we had this issue though the last time too. We say we don't know what this is, and then as soon as you listen to it, you're like, oh, I've heard 19 of these songs before.
Yeah.
I was going to say they were a big radio band, so their biggest hit was "Stupid Girl."
Yes,
if you know it.
Yep.
Is that a remake from the Garbage?
No, not that Stupid Girl. It's a different Stupid Girl.
The one I always
there was
go
a lot
back
of Stupid Girls that came out in that year.
I'm not going to touch that one. But Suffocate was a big song that I liked.
Love that song
from that. So yeah, I'm at a loss at this point, but that was one that there was a lot of Cold, Suffocate. There was a lot of great tracks off of that. I got to see them live one time, open it up. They were one of the bands before. Who did I see? That was, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I got to see them live. They killed it for an opening band, and I was a fan after that. So really good stuff.
Yeah, that's a great album.
So 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage. I've heard of that album before. I think that's their first album.
No, I think this is their first.
I thought this was their first, but I could be wrong.
13 Ways to Bleed was from 2000. Maybe.
Oh, this was
2003.
So, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
This is a later one then. That one is good too. I'll say that. But I had to pick one, and this is the one I kind of gravitate towards. But
again, I know after we got done with that last stream, I went through because I'd written down a bunch of stuff, and as soon as like the first 4 bands I listened to, I was like, I've heard like all these songs.
I guarantee you, if you go and listen through that album, you will recognize.
You will know a lot.
Something. Yeah.
There's
some that got radio play that was very good, and for good reason.
Yeah. I was going to say Suffocate is my favorite song by them, and it was one of the last songs I ever learned how to play on drums before my motorcycle accident. I love that. That's an unbelievable song.
Absolutely. I agree. So,
I have to check them out again.
I was lucky enough to catch them live, but they were opening up for. They were one of the opening bands for Godsmack when I went and saw. But
they're one of those bands that if I saw, I don't remember, just because they could have played a festival of that around that time, and I just don't know.
Absolutely.
Godsmack was early 2000s also. 2003.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I have a sore spot with I was gonna say I have a sore spot with Godsmack, because Godsmack is a Boston band. I used to see them all the time in the bar scenes. I was actually in their fan club, they used to do mail-in fan clubs. Yep. And when they got signed, they pretty much killed the fan club, killed everything, and just went big. And after that, I just got kind of sour with them after that. But I remember, I think I mentioned on the last live stream, I remember going to an espresso bar and I saw Godsmack and Stained back to back for 100 people, because they were just local bands. They used to play all the time around here. So you could see them, every single day of the week at any bar.
So I will say there may be one other band I have in this lineup that was a different opening band for that Godsmack concert. So we'll just say that. So that was a great night. I'll just say that right now. And I love the opening acts leading up to Godsmack. So
Godsmack, to me, like, their first album was good, but they got so much radio play and overhyped, and I don't think they lived up to what they were hyped up to.
No.
I'll tell you right now, the opening bands blew me away. I'll just say that right now. So that one I just said right there, and there's another one I probably will bring up at some point tonight that blew me away too. And I love that. I love when an opening act like brings the heat and they're like, okay, main act, you got to bring it because I just brought it, it's cool when you see that. So
yeah.
Speaking of opening acts, so the opening act for Primus this week, I feel really bad for, because there was like 2 people excited for the opening act. In fact, most of the people were up at the concessions and at the bar while the guy played. It's Ty Segall, and he's been apparently the front man for a bunch of different projects, like Ty Segall and the Wise Men, and I don't know what all else, but he was okay. Like, he's a hell of a guitarist, but he just was not Primus at all. And you could tell, like, they wanted to get off stage. A little like 5-piece band, and like in between songs, you could see him like talking like, all right, let's hurry up. And I felt bad for him. All right, Joe, what you got for your first one?
All right, we're gonna go a little heavier. I'm gonna bring the heavy. This is a band. The first time I saw them was late 90s. I went to go see a show at a place called the L&G in New London, Connecticut. I was going to see Cannibal Corpse, and this band was opening up. They weren't signed yet, but they blew me away. Again, you were just talking about opening bands. And this is their 2002 album, and this is Hatebreed's Perseverance. I'm a big fan of Hatebreed. I've seen them many, many times with, like I said, I've seen them with Cannibal Corpse. I've seen them play a ton of festivals. I saw them with Typo Negative. I saw them with Damage Plan, Mudvayne. I saw them with Static X one time. I mean, they're just a fantastic band that I've always been a huge fan of, even to this day. I still listen to the Jamie Josta podcast on YouTube, and I still follow him. Like I said, I was excited because this album just got pressed 2 months ago, and I actually got an autographed copy of it.
Nice.
I got. So
Hatebreed is one of those. They always a song always ends up on a compilation or something of theirs, and I've heard them through like a couple of different compilations, and their music's enjoyable. Like, they do a really good job, but I've never actually like dove into them.
Yeah, I've always been into hardcore music, so it's a band that one of my favorite hardcore bands that I've always liked from around that decade.
And you said they were with Cannibal Corpse?
Yeah, they opened up for Cannibal Corpse right before they got signed. It was Cannibal Corpse, a band called Jungle Rot, and then Hatebreed was opening up the whole thing at this small club in New London, Connecticut. Because they're from New Haven, Connecticut, so they
I
were
love
always
watching.
playing around here.
I love watching videos of Cannibal Corpse, like the security's reactions to their songs, or like him just
Yeah.
out and about, like on a shopping spree.
Oh yeah,
Like he's in the
Corpse
middle of
Grinder.
like Target,
Yeah.
like buying Legos, just
Mhm.
excited as can be.
Or yeah, you see him buying action figures and dolls and stuff for his kids, and it's like
Yeah.
the most metal guy, and he's over there buying toys.
I always love when he does the headbanger thing. He's like, "You guys can't headbang," and he gets everyone to. I mean, he's a very good headbanger.
His neck's like the size of a tree trunk.
Oh yeah. We got Mika in the house, double feature podcast. Hey everyone. Hopefully everything's going good over there, Mika. Let's see. We got Movie Hunter in here. I'm at work, but still will try to follow along. He's like, I don't know about these 2000 and 2009 stuff. Everybody saying hi to everybody. It always freaks me out. I forgot I changed my picture on my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we have 12 in here, and there's 8 likes that I see. Let's get the likes up. Give Ryan a like. He's being very gracious to let us hang out with him and talk about music tonight. So
am I up on a pedestal now?
Throw a like his way. It doesn't cost anything. For tonight, it's free.
Yeah.
Tonight it's free. Yep.
He was gracious enough to let Corey and me be on his show.
Yeah, exactly. If Ryan's willing to put up with Joe and me, you gotta give him a like.
Mr.
Right,
Led Zeppelin and Mr. Talks a Lot.
I wish Tim was here because I know, you know, hopefully Tim is able to make it. I know he just.
I hope so. I'd love to hang out with him
because this is really his area. That's kind of why I wanted to do this specific area, because when we did the last one, like us three really hammered the 90s, the late 80s and the 90s, like hard. And Tim's like, I got some new metal stuff from the early 2000s.
He's like, I'm younger than you guys. I gotta.
Yeah.
So, but you know, this is kind of why I wanted to do this area, because I figured it would be a little bit hard for us because, I mean, like I said at the beginning, the 90s, I feel like it's really the last great era for just a booming music scene where you just got so much stuff changing. There's new music styles coming up, bands are evolving, and just people just falling out of the sky, literally, in new bands. Oh, Movie Hunter giving some love to the chat too. Holland, Mika, Marie, Moody, Caveman, Chilo, and Gizmo. All right, we're going to go to round 2. So this next album is another type of music I didn't think I would really like. And this album came out in, let me flip my paper over, 2009. And it's their major label debut. They had some smaller stuff on I think they had their own little indie label. But it's produced by Rick Rubin. I think that's one of the reasons I really, really love this album. Rick Rubin, a lot of people give him crap, like he doesn't actually contribute to anything. If you watch interviews and behind the scenes of Rick Rubin in a producer room with a band, the dude's a genius. Like just the stuff that he comes up with. When he did Toxicity with System of the Down, there's really good behind the scenes stuff with him and Serge, and how Serge was like stuck. And he was like, go pick a book off my library and just pick a page and a passage. And then that became the chorus to Chop Suey. Like, you know, it's just crazy what Rick Rubin can do. And he also, probably one of the greatest things I think he ever did was revive Johnny Cash before he died. Because he brought him back, did 4 albums with him. They redid Hurt from Nine Inch Nails. Just
that Hurt song with Johnny Cash is epic.
And the video to accompany it with, I mean, they hammered it home. But this is a folk band, and it's not something I think I'd ever like. But the first time I heard the song on this album, I pretty much picked albums that had like some of my favorite songs on there from this time period. But I Am Love and You, I guess I could put myself up big here. Where am I at? from the Avett Brothers. I don't know if anybody knows who the Avett Brothers are, but they're from, I think, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But this has got a bunch of great albums on there, or songs. I and Love and You, Head Full of Doubt, Road Full of Promise, And It Spread, 10,000 Words, I With Want, Tin Man, Slight Figure of Speech. It goes on and on. But I and Love and You is probably it might be in my top 5 songs of all time. So much, the chorus to it goes, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. I actually wanted to name my daughter Brooklyn after the song. Thank you. Steve just came in with North Carolina. I knew it was somewhere down there. But I wanted to name my kid Brooklyn. I got overridden. But that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
I was never able to name either one of my kids anything I wanted to name them. They both were after music, and I got shot down. But
I had that too, but mine were sports teams and movies. So
I would say when I was going to have a kid, it was going to be Malachi from Children of the Corn, but it came out to be, it didn't happen.
Mine was Peyton for a boy and Addison for a girl. Peyton, from Silverado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Addison from the street next to Wrigley Field. So
yeah.
Once my wife found that out, she was like,
yeah. If I had a girl, because I love Law and Order SVU, I was going to name her Mariska Olivia.
There you go.
After Mariska from Law and Order SVU, and she's Olivia Benson on the show.
Yeah.
I guess technically my daughter is named after a movie or a TV person because her name's Quinn, so it's Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Yeah, Dr.
There
Quinn.
you go. There you go.
But so if nobody's ever listened to Avett Brothers, I highly suggest at least this album. They've had some hits, other radio hits, but very folky. We were talking earlier too, backstage. I'm almost certain they have a live album, or not a live album. They have a performance on YouTube at Red Rocks. If it's, I may be thinking of Mumford & Sons, but there's a live performance that is just amazing of these guys. So I highly recommend the Avett Brothers.
I gotta check them out. I've never even heard of that band before.
They're folksy. I mean, it's the 2 brothers, and then a drummer and a stand-up bassist. And I mean, they got a guitar. The one plays keyboards and a guitar, I believe, and stand-up bass and a drummer. But I mean, they're very, very folksy and very like a modern day "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" I'll put it as that.
Then I'll definitely pass, but I'll still check it out. Mm-hmm.
At least check out I and Love and You.
Yeah,
I'll tell my story real quick. So I wanted to name her Brooklyn because of that. So my birthday's in June. My girlfriend's birthday is in July. Our son's birthday is in August. My name is Ryan. Her name is Sarah. His name is Tyler. So we got RST. She was supposed to be born in May, so the month before my birthday. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Now we got to do the alphabet thing. So QRST. So Quinn was like the only thing like that was to go with the middle name we wanted and my last name. Like, so we went with Quinn. So our family is QRST.
Yeah.
So, all right. Corey, do you have to do one of the things again, or you got the album?
All of these will be images. Sorry.
Okay. Pop it in.
All these are CDs that I have packed away, so I apologize. But
I just went through my CDs because I had a whole bunch sitting on top of the thing, and I finally reorganized them, and I pulled some stuff out to go trade into the record shop whenever I can get over there.
No, I thought I could do that before.
Hey, we got Tony in the house. Tony, how you doing? I bet Tony likes the Avett Brothers.
Maybe.
Oh! How did I miss this? Tiana's in the house. Hey, Tiana.
Tiana.
I think I got it up now.
Yep, Moody agrees. One of his favorite albums too. All right, and let's see. Add a stage. Trapped. Now I've heard of Trapped.
Yeesh.
Stop, Joe. My goal for tonight has been accomplished at this point. I knew at some point I would have Joe cringe or have some.
Well, I was going to say
it's not the music, it's the lead singer. Okay, I understand that. But with movies too, if I did not watch movies that had nobody that did something despicable, I would not be able to watch any movies.
Yeah.
So sorry. That's one I go back to. That was a 90s staple for me.
Okay, this is the Headstrong band. They had
Yeah,
the Headstrong band,
Headstrong from
yes.
back in the 90s. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, Headstrong. This one had Made of Glass and Still Frame and Echo. Those were all ones that I want to go back to.
I've
Headstrong's
never
good.
heard anything from them besides Headstrong. So
Okay, no, that's all right. I like to bring things to the table that are bad and people don't like. So
Corey likes to go
I'm
against
used to
the grain.
that.
Is this the album with Headstrong on it?
Yes, this is
Okay.
the one. Yep, their debut album. So they actually had another one in the same decade that I could pull out, but I won't because I felt the love of this one when I put it out. So, but no, honestly though, this is the one with Headstrong. They had a lot of radio play for songs on this one. Early 2000s. This is one that I would go back to. I don't know any history or anything behind anybody in the band, but it's one I'd go back and listen to.
Mhm.
I'm with you, Court. I'm very good at separating artist from art. Like,
You almost have to, because even with movies, when we talk about movies, there's so many people that have done things that you're just like, I don't agree with that, but I like the movie. And at some point you just got to try to disconnect it. But
I
the director's a
am.
weird guy. Okay, well, the caterer killed somebody with a car. Are you just going to boycott the movie
Yeah.
because of that? I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
yeah.
I am for the most, like 99% of me is like that I separate. But certain bands, if I'm not the biggest fan of the band, sometimes it bleeds into it.
Oh,
Because of that.
I can respect that. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's because like Trapped, I only knew the Headstrong song,
Yeah,
and even that
yep.
song I was never the biggest fan of. So
That's
just
okay, yeah.
hearing the decades of assness from the lead singer is just like, it just makes him just a douche kind of.
You know,
But-
honestly, but that's where I can like talk to you and I can be like, I can hear what you're saying and I can't argue with you and I would not hold that against you at all. You know,
yeah.
I can totally see that. So,
Because I'm gonna say there's a lot of bands that, you know, somebody in the band was bad or went to jail or did something. I still love the band and I don't even mind the person.
yeah,
You know, but
this one, no.
this one not so much. No.
Okay. That's okay. No, that's all right.
Now,
That's
now I'm
what's
gonna have to
cool
go back
about
and
that's
listen to
what's
some of
cool
their other
about
songs.
talking about this stuff though too. It's hearing different viewpoints on it because you might have a different viewpoint on this band that I just don't know. And
Yeah, because I was gonna say even like Wes Scantlin from Puddle of Mud. That
Mhm.
guy is to me similar to, you know, the guy from Trapped. That they're both, you know, a little out of control. But I don't mind Puddle of Mud or
so I
you know.
shouldn't bring Puddle of Mud up later. Or...
You can. I don't mind him.
No, I'm just
As long as he doesn't sing a Nirvana cover, we're all set.
Jesus Christ, yes. Please, no. God.
I'm totally joking. No, that's what's cool. I love doing these things because sometimes you hear a different perspective, a different viewpoint of a song or movie or whatever you're talking about that you didn't have before. So, no, thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Corey's going to go and burn all his trap seeds.
He's throwing his Trapped and Led Zeppelin away.
Honey, we're having a bonfire tonight.
Led Zeppelin 4. Let's go.
No. So Trapped, like I said, Headstrong's the only song I've ever heard. I've probably heard other songs theirs.
You've
and just
never
didn't realize
heard
it.
Echo? Echo was on the radio a lot.
I probably have. And
Made
that's
of
the thing I
Glass
hate.
or Made of Glass or you've never
Made
heard of
Glass
those.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, just go listen to it. I'm not saying you got to like it, But
I'll
I'm
check it
sure if
out.
you listen to it, you'll be like, oh, yeah. I heard that before.
And that's the thing I hate about. I wish, like my car now, if I have a radio station on, and I guess it's actually a radio station program, like from the radio station side. Most radio stations I listen to will have the artist and the name of the song on it now.
Mm-hmm.
But, you think
Mhm.
about the 2000s, early 2000s, we didn't have that technology in cars.
No.
Right?
Yep.
So, a lot of that stuff I know I've heard, and just you don't make the connection. And that's the other thing I like about doing this too, because Trap, I didn't know that's who did Headstrong. I know the song because now I've got the damn chorus in my head. Headstrong. So
Yeah.
but now I know it's Trapped. All right, Joe.
Okay.
What do you got?
Get something
I-
better than what I put out there. Come
Well,
on.
I'm going to go with a curveball actually, because
Oh.
most people know me as a metal guy, but this is somebody that I've loved her music since she first came out. I have
Somebody
her
I used
full.
to know? Gyote?
Huh?
Somebody I used to know? Gyote?
No. I'm just saying somebody that I love her music. I have her full discography on vinyl. I saw Katy Perry open for her at Mohegan Sun, and it is Rihanna's Good Girl Gone Bad.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm a huge fan of Rihanna. I love all of her music.
Is
Like
that
I
the
said, I
one with
have-
the umbrella?
This is the one with Umbrella.
Yep.
That's why
I know.
pulled
I
this
know
one.
that one. I know that one.
Yeah. And fun fact, that song was actually written for Britney Spears and she turned it down.
Well, she's stupid.
Yeah. But
Because that was a big hit for Rihanna, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah,
that
that was a huge hit. But
Yeah.
I've always loved her music. Like I said, I saw her in concert with Katy Perry, and she's amazing live. Just unbelievable artist. I wish she did, more music, but now that she's a billionaire, she doesn't really need to do music. But
I will say she's a very talented young woman. She, I wish I had a fraction of that gumption that
yeah,
she has.
but I've always loved Rihanna. Like I said, I wish I've seen her more. Like I said, I only saw her the one time in concert, but she was amazing live.
So, Joe, I'll say this. I love that I get thrown off a little bit about some of your picks of music. In a good way. I mean this in a good way. You're a lover of music, and there's a lot of genres you jump into, and I love that.
There's no genre that I don't like. At least certain decades, like country, I'm not the biggest fan of, but
you can find somebody you like.
Pre 80s country, I'm a big fan of. I don't mind, like, the Johnny Cashes, the Willie Nelsons,
Straight
Hank Williams. Yeah, I like that stuff. I think like the latest stuff is like Alabama that I like, but anything like once pop got mixed into country, I wasn't a fan of it.
Here.
Yes, Miss Jess is in here.
Alabama was one of the first concerts I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, I used to play Alabama's mountain music all the time. Just that fiddle, just going nuts. Oh man, I used to love playing that.
Alabama was one of the first live concerts I ever saw in my whole life.
So,
at
Movie
Iowa
Hunter just
State
did it.
Fair.
I was gonna say my first concert was Kenny Rogers and Crystal Gale in the Round in 1982.
Oh, dude, that's a good start.
Yeah, that was my
That's a good
first
start.
concert.
So I was just looking it up because I couldn't remember what she was in, but Battleship.
Yeah, she's.
I'm not going to call it a guilty pleasure. I actually don't mind Battleship. It's not a bad movie.
No,
I've never seen it, but I've heard okay things about it. But.
Yeah, I just watched
based
it a
on
couple
the board
months ago.
game, and it has nothing to do with the board game at all.
It's kind of
it's
like just the name.
Yeah,
yeah. They have a battleship that is like a tourist destination where it gets shown off, and it just happens to have to come back into battle. And you got this ragtag crew of people fighting these aliens, and Rihanna's in it and all that. It's a turn your brain off for 2 hours, fun kind of movie.
Yeah, it's a fun popcorn flick. I always enjoyed it.
Trying to picture Joe rocking out to polka. Weird Al, some original
Hey,
Weird Al.
Steve. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
So I was just looking movie Hunter. She was in Home, Annie. This Is the End, the comedy movie, and then she was in something else, and then Battleship. So she's done like 5 or 6 things.
Yeah.
Oh crap! My first concert was Accept, Iron Maiden, Power Slave tour.
Wow.
That was early 80s.
Dude,
That was early 80s.
that's a heck of a first concert, man.
Yep.
My
That
first
is a
concert
great
was
concert.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Wildflowers tour.
Wow.
I was at Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers when my wife was pregnant with my first son. Her back started hurting, and we went home. And about 2 a.m, we went to the hospital, and my first son was born. So,
Yeah.
so free fallen has a new meaning. So,
Yeah, like I said in the last live stream, I saw Tom Petty with Lenny Kravitz opening up, and that was
Oh.
a major show.
that's-
I love Lenny, and Lenny Kravitz got booed,
oh no!
but I thought,
that would be a great show. Those two,
yeah, I've always been a fan of Lenny Kravitz. His Let Love Rule album, when that came out, I'm like, I have to see him live.
yeah.
So that's why I
no.
went to that concert. And
I
another
agree.
person that played all the instruments on that album.
Mm.
Yep.
Speaking of
Kiss on the
going full
Dynasty
circle,
tour for Mr. Moody. You know, I've never hated Kiss, but I've never liked Kiss. But I'm pretty sure I've owned 1 or 2 of their albums. And my brother used to listen to them. And then Detroit Rock City is a great movie.
I'm gonna give a story that I've never told. That is a good story. I was a young lad, and Kiss did. I was on MTV, and it was the song "Heaven's on Fire." If anybody knows Kiss's "Heaven's on Fire,"
Animalize.
If you remember
Animalize.
the beginning, yeah, it was when they first took off the makeup.
Mhm.
If you remember the beginning of the video, Paul Stanley has his hands up and they're on fire. And he does the and then the song kicks in. Well, my dumb ass decided to take lighter fluid, and I got in the bathroom. I filled up the sink with water, poured lighter fluid, flicked it on, clapped my hands together, stood in the mirror going, ah. And within seconds, I felt my hands start burning. And instead of putting it in the water, I took off running through my grandmother's house like this. And I jumped into my bed trying to get my hands off that. My whole hands blistered. I never listened to Kiss after that. And I got blistered hands, burnt hair. It was awful. But yeah, that's
Joe
my
napalmed himself.
yeah, that was my Kiss experience.
Kiss. Blame
Yeah,
Kiss.
yeah, for making me set my hands on fire.
Yeah, so we're going to run through here. I'm going to actually have an album that has a controversial singer in it. So I just thought about this. The first time I heard this band, it's not even really a band. It's a collaboration between 2 people. But I loved it. And this kind of like through the 90s, I listened to a lot of rap and hip hop and stuff like that in late 80s. And then I kind of got off of it. And this kind of helped me come back into like listening to that stuff. But CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse, Gnarls Barkley. Oh, I always forget to do this. Saint Elsewhere. Of course, you know, CeeLo Green.
Crazy?
Yes, this has Crazy. And it's got what's the other? It's just Crazy is the one that runs on their other album.
Yeah.
But this has got like Saint Elsewhere. It's got Gone Daddy Gone, which is a remix of the Violent Film song Transformer, which has just a hellacious bass beat to it. I love it. My favorite song on here is Just a Thought, and it's actually about suicide. I know it's kind of weird. Ryan talks a lot about suicide. I'm fine, people. I promise. If you're having thoughts, always contact the National Suicide Hotline, whatever. Just the thoughts on here. I mean, this whole album from front to back is great. Danger Mouse does a great job with the beats and the mixing, all that. And then, of course, CeeLo just has an amazing voice. But I love this album. I love Odd Couple too, which was their second album. And but yeah, Saint Elsewhere. Love this one.
Yeah, the only song I know off of that is Crazy, but I really liked Crazy when I used to love that drum beat with that open hi-hat. So I always just loved listening to that song when it came out. It was always on the radio.
So
think
Joe,
you
do you always like when you listen to music? Do you tune into the drum?
I always listen to music differently. That I always pick like, I listen to the drums. I try to figure out what's the time signature. Is it an on time? Are they playing in 4/4 or in 3? That's more like a waltz kind of beat. And then I try to figure out like what key they're playing. Is it a major key, a minor key? And then I try to figure things like that out. Is it syncopated, not syncopated? So
I was always
I always
curious.
listen to music differently than just the casual listener.
Absolutely. I'm the casual listener, and that's what I was curious how you enter into that. I mean, you listen to that because I don't have that talent. You have the ear, the mindset for that, and you know what's going on with it. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just the casual guy coming in and be like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious how you entered in.
Yeah. Usually because I was a drummer, I always listen to the drums first.
Yep.
And then after that, I try to figure out song structure and what key it's played in. And then the last thing I listen to is the lyrics. But then after that, I'll break down the lyrics. I need to know what the lyrics are.
Yep.
And then
there's one thing since I've gotten older, I've noticed. So when I was younger, of course, you always put the CD in or the tape in and you just crank it in the car and it's just a distorted mess. And now that I've gotten older and I've got a better car and a little bit better stereo in the car and I can equalize it a little bit better, I am hearing stuff I haven't heard before in songs. I'm hearing lyrics I hadn't understood before. But not to bring Primus up again, great band. I've really taken a deep dive into them last couple months because my son really wanted to see him. I wanted him to see them. He loves them. I love them. But during that drum derby where they were trying to find the new drummer, it was really interesting listening to Les talk about drummers because, I mean, he uses his bass as a guitar and the bass and kind of the drum too to kind of make everything work. And it was really interesting to see some of the he had some top drummers audition, and it was amazing to hear how just some drummers did not fit with him. And if you guys watch the final with John Hoffman and Gergo Borlai, there's just like this syncopation that I've never like picked up on before. And it's made me kind of like Joe says, listen to stuff more. And like, I didn't realize how important like drums were to bass and bass was to drums.
Yeah.
And the guitar is kind of like secondary. And like, it's really opened my eyes up to like how music's actually structured. So like,
I was going to say, this is more of a musicians kind of band, but, and they're an instrumental band. They have a couple of songs that they came out with on their last album that they had guest vocals, like Chino from Deftones did a guest spot on it. But it's a band called Polyphia that if you like Primus, you'll probably like Polyphia. They're very Primus-esque. That the lead singer is amazing. They say that he's inventing how to play guitar nowadays. That he's done songs with Steve Vai and everything, and they're just like Tim Henson is just an amazing guitar player. But he does a lot of the way he plays his guitar, because he does hybrid picking, that he doesn't play mostly with a pick. He plucks at the strings, and he does a lot of bass and guitar when he plays guitar. It's amazing playing. I mean, it's really, really good. And I would think if you like Primus, you'll like them. They're a good band to listen to, especially because even in the car, when I listen to music, and if I'm in the car by myself, I listen to music on headphones. I don't listen to it through my car speakers. I actually like to listen through headphones because it sounds better to me. Because I like to.
Joe's off in his own world, not listening to nothing, just causing havoc on the highway.
Exactly. Because I like to try to pick apart all the small things in the background.
Hey, Dell.
We got Dell in the house. Hey, Dell, what's going on?
How we
Happy
doing, Dell?
belated birthday again.
Yep. Happy birthday. Belated.
Happy 21st.
Yeah, I was going to say he turned like 21 or 22.
Yeah, 21 or 22, I think. Yeah.
like I before me and you ever met him down at Orbit, like I think I told him before whenever me and him had a live stream, he does not. When he told me his age, I was like, no, you're not. There's no way.
Nah, he
And when
that's
we
a
met him in
that's a
person,
dude that
he does
that-
not show his age at all.
No, I agree, 100%.
I look old as fuck. I'm grayed, bald.
That's why I got
Yeah,
a cap
'cause
on
I was
right
gonna
now.
say,
I
me-
got the
me
gray
and-
on the sides.
Me and Dell are only a couple of months apart.
Yeah.
In age, he's 1 month younger than 1 month older than I am, and he looks way younger than I do.
Yeah, it looks good,
He
man.
makes everybody look better.
I look old when I get the beard going. I get the big old gray strand.
I was gonna say when I saw you today, I'm like, man, I missed that beard.
It'll probably
Winter's
come back.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
winter is coming. Yeah.
First time I saw 38 Special, I was amazed the number of musicians that were in the band. Maybe they were called 38 Special because they had 38 people on stage. Very possible.
Yeah.
We got Johnny in the house.
Hey,
What's up,
Johnny.
kids? Hey,
Hey,
Johnny.
What's up,
Johnny.
man?
You're just in time for round 3 pick by Corey.
Oh, me?
Oh, you need the thing in there, don't you?
Let me see here.
I like how so to the chat, I like StreamYard. I like the way it's laid out. It's easy to use and all that. They've taken away even more free features, and I had a big elaborate opening planned, and I wasn't able to do it because you can no longer just add one video to your intro. Like, you've got to pay for stuff now. So I wasn't going to do that. So I'm sorry, people. I let you down. I was going to have a cool intro.
It was a good intro. I was excited to do it.
All right, Corey,
trying to-
what you got?
I'm
Oh, you're fine.
I'm trying. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Very good album.
Very good
Uh,
album.
That was one of those like super band albums where you
Yep.
got
Tom
two
Morello,
epic.
Chris Cornell.
Yep. You got epic
Brian
people
Wilkes.
from two different bands coming together and throwing down. And I absolutely love this album. There's so many great tracks on this one. You got Chris Cornell, and then you got a lot
Rage
of
Against the
Rage.
Machine.
Yep. A lot of Rage Against the Machine throwing down on this one. It's a great album. I don't know what else to say about that one, but that's one of those super band things where you're just like, oh, what if this person got with this person and did something, and they did it. And
Yeah. When I first heard that Zach De La Rocha left Rage Against the Machine, and they were doing something with Chris Cornell, I'm like, how is that going to work? Because
Mm.
I always thought of Rage Against the Machine as, that style and not changing their style, but they
Yep.
pretty much changed their style to do audio, except for Tom Morello's kind of guitar playing. And so was, he did a lot of the similar stuff.
yeah,
But I when Cochise came out, I was just like, wow,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
blown away.
yeah. So later albums as well, but they rocked. That whatever they put out, Audio Slave, I was a fan of. So I'll just say
Same.
that, yeah.
And
I-
I liked Rage Against the Machine. I really did.
Mhm.
But I don't think the bassist and the drummer ever got the credit they deserved
Mm.
out of Rage Against the Machine. Now, when they became Audio Slave, like it was something different. It was very Rage Against the Machine, but the polar opposite at the same time.
Yeah, I thought I don't know what the bassist name is from Rage Against the Machine, but I always thought he was a great bassist. He reminded me of not a band even close to, but another great bass player that was his name is Peanut. That's the bassist for 311.
311.
Oh,
Yes.
And I think he has that same kind of style. And Brad Wilkes, that's the drummer. He plays a lot on the backbeat. He plays a lot like Ringo Starr kind of style.
yeah.
That he's always the way his style of playing, and I think he's a great drummer.
Yeah, my favorite
it
song
sounds
of Rage
simple,
Against
but it's not simple.
Yeah, right.
my-
Right.
favorite song of Rage Against the Machine is Township Rebellion. It's got that hardcore driving bass beat, that bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum. Like that's like my favorite song. But I liked Soundgarden and I liked Rage Against the Machine, and I was against Audio Slave when it was first announced.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And as soon as I heard the first song, I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm thinking. Like
And
just
that's
Chris
the way I
Cornell's
felt.
voice was amazing.
Oh,
And Tom Morello, did any of y'all guys watch any of the Black Sabbath farewell?
I did.
Tom Morello apparently put a lot of that together, and like when I forget what song he played on when they had the drum off between Danny Carey, Chad Smith, and Travis Barker. Like,
Yeah.
Even though he's like a musician, he's also a huge fan of music, and you could tell when he was up on stage doing stuff, like he's like into it. And politics aside, like he is an amazing guitarist, very inventive.
Yeah. I was gonna say when Tool played up there and they did their 4 songs, he was on side stage rocking out the whole time. You could see him side stage. Tom Morello was just rocking out through the whole time that Tool was on stage.
You never see Tool out in the daytime, and it was pro shot, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they sounded amazing.
But Audio Slave, great album.
There you go.
They ended up having 3 albums or just 2?
3.
3. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say.
I think it was 3. Somebody can correct me, but I think 3.
No, I think it is 3. But this by far their debut album was
that
amazing.
Hitting off that thing where I was like, what? They're all getting together, and they did good job. Thumbs up for me. So
that's a very good choice, Corey. That's a
great choice.
Album. All right, Joe, what you got for us?
All right. The only person that probably would have known this band is probably Tim, but I'm going to go obscure, and I'm going to go with another New England band. And this band...
That's the theme with you, ain't it? I wonder how can you pick all these New England bands?
I don't know. It's kind of hard. They're from Holyoke, Massachusetts. And speaking of cheap shows, I remember seeing this band opened up for System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, and Deftones at St. John's Gym in Clinton, Mass. And I paid $10 to go see that show. And all 3 of those bands are all arena/stadium bands now. But this band opened up, and it is Shadows Fall. This is their first album, Of One Blood.
Oh, nice.
I'm a huge fan of Shadows Fall. I have all their albums on vinyl that have been released. And
is it Shadow Fall or Shadows?
Shadows with an S. The leads, when I first saw them during that Deftones show, the lead singer of the band All That Remains was still the lead singer for that band. Then he got kicked out of the band. He started All That Remains. And then Brian Fair, that used to be the singer for a band called Overcast, that's from Holyoke, that he has dreads to his ankles. He became the singer for that band, and still to this day, still an amazing band. They took a hiatus for a while. That the guitarist of Shadows Fall is the second guitarist for Anthrax now. And he was on stage, speaking of Black Sabbath, he was on the Black Sabbath stage when Anthrax played. But yeah, great. And then the drummer from that band, Jason Bittner, he's a unbelievable drummer from... he played with a bunch of different bands, but again, amazing drummer in that band. But yeah, I've always liked them. They were one of the early bands that started metalcore in the 2000s.
I'm gonna have to check them out. Damn, I miss Chris Cornell's voice. I got suggested a video today on YouTube when I was scrolling through. It was Chester Bennington singing at Chris Cornell's funeral. And of course, imagine like in the description said, imagine hearing this at this person's funeral, knowing what's going to happen shortly after. It's like, man. And I definitely gave Tim crap. Corey, I think I gave you a little bit of crap too about Linkin Park. They're not my band. I just don't like them. But
so
I will say
mention them tonight then.
Huh? No,
so
you can
I
mention
should
them.
not mention them tonight.
No, you can mention them. Chester,
You
I
already
just don't
mentioned
like.
Trapped. Might as well keep on going.
I just don't like Shinoda. I really do not care for Shinoda. If he hears this, I don't give two craps. I don't like him like Shinoda. Chester Bennington, on the other hand, just an amazing person and an amazing singer. I watched that video. I was like, I had forgotten just how good he was. And I mean,
Yeah.
he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He was an amazing singer.
Mm-hmm.
At work, being yelled at by customers. Well, yell back at them.
Yeah.
It's just a normal day.
Yep.
Hard to even park for $10 at the shows these days, big or small.
Yep, that's for sure.
Almost cheaper to rent a limo to drop you off and wait for you. So they opened up Premier Parking there in Louisville, and it was only $20. So I jumped right on that, which I'd never been to this venue. And after going to the venue, I probably didn't have to pay for it, but it was nice because where the Premier Parking was, there was another exit to get out quickly. So I wasn't stuck in like concert traffic. So that was like worth the $20.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But Primus, if anybody can go see him, Onward and Upward tour right now. Yeah. Was this round 4? This is round 4.
No,
we'll go ahead and
round 4.
I know I did the Fresh Friday driving jams for a long time. I need to bring them back.
You do.
Because there was a lot of different music on there. I think I showcased some of these bands. I know I did. I hate COVID for a multitude of reasons, but one of the reasons I was going to see this band and my favorite band, Manchester Orchestra, in Nashville. They were supposed to play in August of 2020. Yeah, August of 2020? Or May of 2020. Sometime in 2020. They were on a bill together. And I was going to go see them. And it got canceled because of COVID. They never redid that tour. If they ever do, I'm going to go see them. But I remember the first time I heard this band, as soon as I heard it, I immediately took a deep dive into them. I bought all their albums that was up to that. I think this is their 4th or 5th album. I wish the lead singer would write an autobiography because I think he is just a very interesting person. I think he would tell a great tale. But this is, again, 2007. Modest Mouse. We were dead before the ship even sank. Of course, this one's got the Fired Up. We Missed the Boat. We've Got Everything. It's got all sorts of stuff on there. People's Places as People, Spit and Venom, Florida, March in the Sea, Dashboard. That's another big hit. Quirky, weird band. Isaac Brock, the lead singer. I'm pretty sure he was an alcoholic. He may still be an alcoholic, but he has a lisp, so it makes his singing a little bit different. It's a big band. Like I think they have like 12 people in the band playing all sorts of stuff. But Modest Mouse is just one of those bands that's evolved but stayed the same over the years. And this album got me into them. And like I said, one of my favorite, easily top 10 bands ever, Modest Mouse, 2007.
They're one of those bands that I've heard of. I've heard the name for years, but I've never heard any of their music.
They were Float Along, right? Was that the song Float Along?
There's
or
Miss the Boat, probably. I think I forget how Miss the Boat goes. They had a huge, I think they were like one of the last bands that were played heavily on MTV before MTV abandoned music videos. Because I know Dashboard and Fired Up and Miss the Boat were on there all the time. But yeah, I forget where they're from. I want to say they're from maybe Washington or Oregon somewhere. But yeah, Modest Mouse. Very interesting band.
Whenever I hear the name Modest Mouse, for some reason, what comes into my head is that they're going to sound like the Chemical Brothers, and that the guy he looks like the name just sounds like Marshmello on stage doing his DJ thing. That's what I always think of.
They remind me of a modern day Grateful Dead in a way, because you got like Isaac Brock up front. There's a drummer, there's a percussionist that also plays like a subset of drums and a bunch of other stuff. There's like a saxophonist, like a brass instrument guy in there. They got like another guitarist, like a bassist, and the bassist plays like stand up and regular. Like they've got a bunch of stuff going on in the shows. But if you haven't listened to them, at least check out that album. It's got like some of their best hits on there. But their older stuff, like From the Moon to Antarctica, like that, their earlier stuff is more or is less quirky and a little bit more somber kind of sounding. And I think as the years have progressed, they've just gotten a little bit out of their shell and become more quirkier and bigger bandy. Lampshades on Fire, which is from their next album after that, Lampshades on Fire was on the radio everywhere. So that was it. All right. Modest Mouse. Joe doesn't like it. I got one, Corey.
I'm gonna check. Like I said, I'm gonna check it out. I don't.
Just wait till my pick. You won't like it either.
Hey, you might not like my pick neither.
It's all right. It's all right. That's where we're all friends.
We all like different stuff.
Exactly. That's what's fun about it.
And like Movie Hunter said, just like movies, music is very subjective.
Absolutely.
You know, the thing is too, doing this, you know, like the last stream, you brought Seven Mary 3, and like me and Joe both like, oh yeah, we know the two hits. I happened to find the CD secondhand, and I bought it, and now I've listened to the whole CD through at least 3 times. Like, it is an excellent thing. And you know, it's probably something I dismissed back in the day. I'm like, oh man, yeah. And now,
and like I said, that's what I like about, and Tim's not here, and that's what I like about doing these, especially because we all have, you know, those circles of music that kind of intertwine, but we all like different things that are out of the box. And you know, even on the last live stream, there's stuff that I listened to that I really enjoyed that I never heard before. One of them was
there's a couple of them that you just plain hated though.
Yeah, and some of them I just hated, but you know, that's why I always like, because something like Modest Mouse I never even heard of before, and it's something I will check out after because I might like it.
But yeah, you did like my Manchester Orchestra. I know that. I like.
Yeah, I tried it. It wasn't you know, I listened to one song, or I, you know, took one song and I went beginning, middle, end. I actually listened to 3 full songs that I picked off of different albums, and I, you know, checked their views to see which ones got the most views, and it wasn't for me.
Fair enough.
You probably definitely won't like Abbott.
You gave it a shot. You gave it a shot. That's all.
But I was gonna say the Abbott brothers I might like, because I like folk music.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might. I really enjoy the Abbott brothers. They're different, and it's just one of those when you want to not listen to something heavy, but something that's got a good beat to it. I'll throw on Abbott brothers. Corey, what you got? You got another screen load up here?
I'm gonna try. Let's see here.
You know, we didn't talk about it. Joe, you think you know anybody's number 1 on their list?
Oh, no, not for 2000s. No, if it was like, I actually, no, because I would say I would have thought that yours would have been, and again, because I don't know that band, I would have thought it would have been like MF Doom or something, but I don't know if he was in the 2000s.
Oh, he was.
Because I know you're a big MF Doom fan.
So that was one thing I did try to do this one. I tried not to bring any bands that I had mentioned from the last one. Because I could have just done my top 5 Aesop Rock. Yep. You know, my 5 could have all been all 5 of Aesop Rock's albums in the 2000s. Yeah. 2000s. Like, easily. But I wanted to kind of pick stuff that's a little bit further kind of on the edge of what people have listened to or heard of or think that I listen to. My number 1's not going to surprise anybody. I can tell you that right now. So
I'll tell you, my number 1, I don't think is not going to surprise anybody neither.
But we got Corey's number 4 here. Ooh, I love that. I love this album cover.
That's a band I had a lot of fun with.
Who is it? I can't see it.
3 Days Grace.
Okay, 3 Days Grace. I know the band.
Yep. So Life Starts Now is the album. This is just one that I have a lot of nostalgia for. I went and saw this with some friends back when this album came out and had a lot of good fun with it. So, that trumps a lot of things where you have some good memories with it. And I run with it, but, again, not saying best album ever, but a lot of great memories, and I can go back to this one and listen to it probably anytime. So, have a lot of fun with this one.
I've looked at this album cover I don't know how many times. I've always noticed
Great
the bats
album.
and the birds and the butterflies. Yep. I've never noticed the snakes coming out of the bottom. I love this album cover. Like, this is one of those ones I owned at one point and I got rid of it, but I bought it specifically for this album cover.
I'll say this right now, that's great album art. You look at that's a great one. They did a good job with it. I'll shut up from that.
No, you're fine. I did that. I just now noticed there's snakes coming out of there's like 3 snakes coming out of the TVs.
Yep.
What's one of your favorite songs on there?
Oh, shoot. You know what? I always got to look because things blur together all the time. Sorry, I'm looking up what's actually on this.
No, I'm looking what's up on her too, because I think I remember the World So Cold.
Yeah, World So Cold, Lost in You. I liked it too. They had a lot of songs on this one that kind of went a little softer, maybe, than they usually did.
Yeah. They were a decent band. They remind me a lot of Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, and I like them too, and they may or may not come up on my list later if we get to that point. So we'll just say that right there. But yeah, Lost in You, World So Cold. There's, I don't know. I can listen through this album pretty easily. So
I know there's another song on here I know I've heard, but they did a remix of Ugly Kid Joe's "I Hate Everything About You."
Huh? Never heard it.
I don't know if I have either.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Never mind.
Oh, you just teased us. Come on. No.
Well, it's the same.
Now we want it.
Song. They're from Canada too. I did not know that. Canada. Yeah, but World So Cold. I love that song. Every time it comes on, I sing the crap out of it.
Yeah, I know it's mainstream radio play, but there's a lot of songs on there that I can listen to and have no problem with it. So
yeah, they're in the category of butt rock. They're similar. They're like a Nickelback to me.
Yeah. But, no, I wouldn't argue that one bit.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
I would not argue that one bit at all. It was radio play, but
yeah, but it's something.
I can go back and listen to it.
I was gonna say it's something that even me, if it came on the radio, I would listen to it. Yeah. Probably sing along to the chorus.
You'll listen to something I like?
I know. Yes.
I'm just kidding, Joe. Come on, man.
I was gonna say I could say the same with the stuff that I listen to.
I know. I'm just kidding.
It's not all pleasing to the ear.
No, you know what? It all hits us differently. And that's the cool thing about it. And when we're doing these streams like this, you get exposed to something you normally wouldn't listen to, but you'll go check it out. And that's the cool thing about having these conversations. Yeah.
All right, Joe. Round 4 for you.
All right. I'm going another curveball. This one came out in 2000. I think it was 2001. I think. I can't see because I don't have my reading glasses. But I love when she first came out, blew me away. Saw her in concert at the Boston Orpheum. Only time I ever seen her in concert, and she was amazing. I own every single one of her CDs. Wish I had them on vinyl. But it is Alicia Keys, Songs in A Minor.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I love Alicia Keys. I saw her in concert. Amazing singer, songwriter, piano player. I've always, you know, as I said in the last stream, I've always been big into Motown and soul music, and when she came out, it brought me back to 50s and 50s soul music. So I've always been a fan of it, and always been a big fan of her music.
She's a young woman that has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
She's got the pipes, like singing.
Yeah, she can
she's got the
belt.
pipes, but like you said, sitting at the piano too, she's got a lot of talent. So
Yeah, she could make you
Did
feel
she
it.
do an acoustic album where she
Say that
played
again?
piano? Did she do an acoustic album where she played piano, like kind of like an unplugged set?
She did. There is an Alicia Keys MTV Unplugged. I actually have the DVD
Okay.
of it. I can see it from here.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that was a hell of a performance.
Yeah, yeah. I
that's
have.
where
Like,
you can
I
see
have
some
that.
good performances from some of these people when they do the unplugged thing. There's
Yeah.
no auto tune. There's no. You
No.
can like truly just hear their voice and their talent, and people like her, they
I was
shine.
gonna say.
They
Yeah, I
shine when they
think
do that.
I was a couple of months ago on Amazon Prime. They had a lot of the seasons of MTV Unplugged. It was on that. Or it was on Paramount Plus. And I on a Sunday, every Sunday I was binge watching all the MTV Unplugged from back in the day. And the Alicia Keys one was one that I watched. I think I watched that one twice. It was so good.
MTV Unplugged had some great performances.
Oh, yeah.
all around.
I was sitting there thinking, like, just like Rihanna, I knew there was a movie she was in. I love this movie. A lot of people don't like it, but Smoking Aces. She's one
Yeah.
of the hit girls,
That's
her
a
and her
good-
partner. And her
Yeah,
partner's
she
got
was.
the big ass fucking 50 cal
Yeah.
that elevator scene, whenever
Mhm.
whenever her partner's trying to save her. God, that shootout is amazing. But she is
that's
great in that
good.
movie. I mean, she's a great
Yeah.
actress too. She's another one I wish, would have a lot more acting parts.
Same.
Absolutely.
I wish she would have done a lot more acting. I wish she would do a lot more music, because ever since she started having a lot of kids, she just, more wanted to be more of a stay-at-home mom. But I've always, enjoyed her music. It was
Absolutely.
yeah.
She's done, I was looking through her history because I was trying to find the movie, but she's done collaborations with all sorts of musicians, like with Jack
Yes.
White and just all, everybody.
I think Jack White did a collaboration with everybody at this point. So,
Pretty much.
which is cool. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but he
No.
just is one of those cool dudes that he just mixes with lots of different people.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever in Nashville, his record
Third-
store is down there, Third Man Records.
Yep.
It's
Man Records.
awesome. The next time I go down there, I want to actually do the tour. I didn't get to do the tour because they weren't doing it at the time, but it's so cool. And you can actually like record in an actual old style booth and all that and make your own record. And they've got like a crap ton of pressings because they do live concerts there too. And then they'll press them on vinyl and sell them in the front. And it's amazing. Like, it's just a cool little place. So if you're ever in Nashville, go to
Ryan,
Third Man Records.
next time I'm down there, we're going there.
Sure. Let's
All right.
go.
We're doing it. Everybody heard it. Ryan's got to stick to
Yes.
I heard it.
Yeah, no, Jack, like politics aside, like I don't,
Yeah,
not that I don't,
Yeah.
it's whatever. Everybody has their opinions, but
Mhm.
musically, like he is just amazing. And he just all sorts of styles of music too.
I'll
Yeah.
say that 100%. He amazing, and like you said, he is all over the place in a good way.
Mhm.
He's a talented dude. I'll say
Yeah.
that. But
All right.
I'll
We're down
agree.
to our I guess we're not going to get Tim unless he pops in during honorable mentions. That sucks that he had to go into work though. But we're gonna get the last
It
one.
does.
I don't think once I show this, I don't think anybody's going to be
I
surprised.
have
but-
18 more to say. Come on, Ryan.
Hey, you here in a second, you can say all 18 of them. I'm fine with that.
I'm
Bust
joking.
out your honorable mentions.
I'm joking.
So I gave another album an honorable mention on the last one. So I guess this is kind of a repeat as far as the band goes. But this came out in 2000. This is pretty much a lot of probably 35 to 45-year-olds, probably 35 to 40. I'd say I'm probably a little bit older than the demographic at the time, but this is probably a lot of people's summer album of that year. This is my favorite album by this band. I don't even, I can't even say enough for it, but we're going to go with the Deftones White Pony.
Yep.
Great album.
Yep.
Digital Bath, Street Carp Teenager, Passenger, Change in the House of Flies, Pink Maggot. I bought this album, and Passengers is one that blew me away. When Maynard James Keenan started singing on it, I'm like, what is this? Deftones and Tool? But Change in the House of Flies is one of my favorite songs. This and Around the Fur are head-to-head to my favorite albums ever, but Deftones, White Ponies. I've been on a huge Deftones kick again here lately. I know they're back out touring and all that, and I guess they're pretty much I think they're about to start a U.S. tour. I might try to go see them. I might.
Do it.
I saw Deftones a lot in their heyday. The last time I ever saw them was on the White Pony tour, but it wasn't when they it was part of Ozfest, and they played Ozfest in 2000, and that's when they were doing the White Pony tour. But that was the last time I ever saw them, was in 2000, and I've always been a huge fan of the Deftones.
Jess agrees. My name's Jeff. Jess agrees. Favorite the pastor's all-time greatest collab. I bought that CD when it first came out. I even bought, and I don't know what I did with it. When the CD first came out, it came with a White Pony. Was it a medallion or a button or something? And I don't know what happened to it, but it was like a special edition CD, and it came with this little like commemorative White Pony. I think it was a pin. I don't know what happened to the damn pin, but yeah, I threw it in immediately. Stood and went. I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and it was Maynard. And I was like, oh my god, like that album's like probably my favorite, hands down, of the early 2000s. There we go. All right.
I'm glad I didn't put that on my
Deftones
list.
Album.
I almost put that album. That album almost made my top 5. I almost put that in.
It's a good one.
I'm glad I didn't.
It's a great album.
It is.
And that was the first thing I thought of as soon, I thought about this, and I immediately looked, because I was like, I couldn't remember if it was 99 or 2000, and it came out, I think, at like March of 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
So Joe, you're joking about this, but I went back, and when I was picking out albums, there were so many that I was like, I absolutely love, and they were 99, 98 or 99, and I'm like, damn it.
I had so many of those myself.
There were so many that were falling in those years.
Well, and we were talking earlier, like, 25 years ago was 2000, but like, not to bring Primus go, I thought the Brown album, I was going to bring the Brown album out, because that's like one of my favorite Primus albums. And I was like, oh yeah, this has to be like 2000, 2001. And it was like 1997. I'm like, man, I visually remember what
I'm
car
not
I was
that
in
old.
when I was listening to this album,
old.
man. Yeah. No, I just
was doing that.
Losing it.
When Joe said that, I totally fell into that, where there were so many that were 98 or 99 that I'm like, I'm gonna pull this one out. And I pulled it up, and it was like 98 or 99. I'm like, nope, that can't work for this one. But
yeah, I had so many issues with that.
90s, late 90s. There's some good stuff there. I'll just say that.
Well, that's why I picked this decade, because I knew it'd be easy on Tim and rougher on us.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, what you got on your last pick here? Your number one.
My last. Okay, this is not necessarily my number one. Like I said, all these I'm throwing out are not necessarily like greatest albums ever, but they're ones that I go back to. I'll just say that. So that's my disclaimer. But I'll put this one out there because there's 2 that they had out in this year range that that I enjoyed. So let's see if I can find this here. Sorry.
Oh no.
I'm looking. No.
Are we doing System of the Down, Memorize, and Hypnotize?
No.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I thought about that too. Like I didn't even go through my because I've System of a Down. I think it was still this album. I love that album.
Yeah.
I don't remember when that
put
came
it up
out.
there if you want to put it out.
Oh heck yeah!
Seether, Karma and Effect.
Yep.
Seether is a band that I really enjoy, and there's two in this decade that I was debating about. Karma and Effect is this one, but there was also Wonder. Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces.
Yes.
So those two both I could throw out here and be happy with either of those choices. I can listen to these guys all day long. I don't know what else to say.
Another great album cover too, where like
yeah,
I would buy this just on the album cover.
The album art. God, I can't fucking talk. Album art, but Carbon Effect too. It's another great one. Either one of those I could have thrown up here and been happy with those choices. They have great music. Album art is great too.
Yeah. I have a ton of Caesar vinyls, and I have a bunch of live vinyls and acoustic ones. I have a lot of acoustic vinyls that they did, and they sound even amazing acoustic.
That dude, the lead singer,
Sean Morgan.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm always bad at names, but he.
I've got it right in front of me. That's the only reason I knew it.
I was gonna say, I'm always bad about remembering names, but that dude has some pipes and an interesting voice. I love sometimes when you hear some bands where they bring something a little different to it, and his voice is something a little different and in a good way. So.
And this has the Remedy, Truth, and The Gift are like the three the singles
Gift
that were off there.
Yeah,
I know The Gift goes a little softer, but that one always hits me. The Gift, I absolutely love that one. The other ones too, but The Gift goes, like I said, a little to the softer side, but
it's a good song.
Yep, I can go for that one. So. I'm at a loss for words. I'm going to stop talking.
Very, very good choice. Yeah. See, there's another one of those bands that you hear all the time on the radio. And if you don't know who they are, you like them. But then once you learn, you're like, oh, I know this song. I know this song. I know this song.
Yeah.
I know this song.
Sure.
I know this. It's like they've got a lot of good radio hits.
Absolutely. And they're very talented. And
yeah. I was lucky enough to see them once when they opened up for Korn.
Nice.
And they were really good.
I never saw them live. I wish I could have, but they're one of those bands that there's a lot of stuff they put out. I can just listen to it, and they do some good stuff. I'll just say that.
Has anyone heard of a duo called Louis Del Mar? They released 2 albums I really enjoyed, a self-titled and another one in 2020, kind of folksy pop music. No one talks about them. I just looked them up. I've not heard of them, but they are a American experimental pop duo from Rockaway Beach, Queens.
I'm gonna look them up.
I was going to say I've heard of Louis Del Mar, but I've never heard the music.
So, yeah, they got a self-titled.
Write that one down.
And then, yeah. I'm going to look into that. I like little bands. As soon as he said that, it immediately, the first thing that popped in my head was Management, which I forgot to grab that CD for my MGMT for people that don't know what Management is. So I love that. But that's, Management started the same way, just 2 dudes in college, and that as soon as he seen that was the first thing I thought of. So I'm going to have to check that out. Especially the experimental pop rock. Thank you, Dell, for the suggestion.
Yes.
All right, Joe, what are you going to amaze us with?
I'm not going to amaze you with anything because I already know you don't like them. But I'm still going to do it. I love this album. This is an album that when MTV decided that they wanted to do something, and they talked to an artist, and they're like, oh, we want you to do something like this, and he picked this band, and this album was so hard to find on vinyl because it's crazy expensive. But I love this collaboration. Sorry, Moose Ryan, but it is Jay-Z and Linkin Park's Collision Course.
Nice.
I love this album. That it's pretty much a mash of Linkin Park and Jay-Z songs. One side is from the studio, and the second side is the live recording of when they played it live. But
Nice.
I love that album. I just thought it was so good.
I don't hate it, Joe. I just don't like it.
Well, just not Mike Shinoda.
I will say,
when you were talking earlier, I'm just like, oh boy, he's gonna love my last pick.
I was gonna say I had Linkin Park on my backup list here.
No, I like that. That is, I've never actually. I may have heard that. Like, I may have heard a song like when that first came out, like you said on MTV.
Yeah,
but it would probably be something I actually like because I do love rap rock like collabs. Like, it's just there's not really been a whole lot of bad ones. Like, they've always been really cool and inventive and really sound good. Like throughout the history, the last 30 years, 40 years of music.
Yeah,
Judgment Night.
I wish I can actually, Judgment Night. I wish I can see, and I was gonna say, speaking of Judgment Night, the band Biohazard, how they did that song with Onyx. I just saw that Onyx and Biohazard are touring right now, and they're coming to Worcester, Massachusetts.
Are you gonna go?
I really want to go. They're coming in October. Biohazard and Onyx is opening up.
Oh, if you go, let me know how awesome it is and what I'm missing out on.
It'll be all over my story.
I tell you what, when that Judgment Night soundtrack came out, that shook me up. Small town Iowa kid, and hearing that I'll just say, like, that was a big thing at the time.
Yeah,
like that.
And I was gonna say that album from Onyx, their first album, was really good.
That what was the other one? Was
the boys.
Yeah, and the other one was Anthrax and Anthrax and
Public Enemy.
Public
Enemy.
That was
Enemy.
Yeah. There was a bunch of mishmashes on that one.
Yeah, there's some 90s stuff that was awesome where you were mixing some stuff there. But.
Look at this. Dell went to high school with Fred Rose Starr of Onyx. Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, Trench.
I don't think Trench was. I was going to say, I know one of the guys from Onyx is the guy that plays Malachi in Save the Last Dance.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was in Onyx. Have you ever seen the movie Save the Last Dance?
Yeah.
The guy who plays Malachi is in Onyx.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that just to capture that.
Oh yeah, I don't know where I got Trench from. Who's Trench is from?
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah, that's Naughty by Nature, yeah.
And what the funniest thing is, side story I was buying my son McDonald's yesterday, and we were driving the car, and Naughty by Nature OPP came on, and I don't know how he knows the song, but my son's in the back going, "Hey, ho, hey," and I'm just like, where did that come from? So I just started doing it with them, and I just turned up the radio, and we're both jamming in the car to Naughty by Nature. It's kind of.
I think I was in
middle
school when that came out, and like everybody was like, "Hey, do you know what OPP stands for?"
Yeah,
I don't know. What is it? Like, it's other people's property. It's like, no, it's not other people's property.
That's the clean version.
Yeah.
That's Frito. He was in Save the Last Dance and a bunch of other stuff. Yes. Okay,
I didn't know he had a music career. Yeah, it's him and Sticky Fingers are the only two people who are left in. The other guys moved on, but yeah, I don't know why I thought Trench. I forgot Naughty by Nature completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dell's on it. Dell's smarter than me on that one.
Yeah.
And Naughty by Nature. They did a collab too, didn't they? On I'm gonna have
that I don't know. The only thing I know is Tretch dated Pepper from Salt and Pepper. That's about as much as I know. I know the TMZ part.
All right. So good lists, good choices all around. Like definitely winning this a little bit, not
I have
knowing what other
12,
people were going to
12
pick.
I have like 12 more honorable mentions. So
Oh, that's fine. We're gonna hit on our
I'm
honorable.
joking. I'm joking.
No, I like,
I
and
was
this
gonna
is
say, I
all
got 5.
we always do this. We're like, oh, it's going to be, we're going to give our 5, and then we always do honorable mentions because there's just so much stuff to fit into these.
I gotta say at least one that makes Joe totally cringe and make a audible disagreement with.
I was gonna say nothing you showed tonight was cringy. Just the Led
Well,
Zeppelin last time.
just wait.
It's not all. I
So-
know honorable mentions. They ain't over till it's over.
It's not over till
Like-
it's over.
Like Lenny Kravitz saying.
Yep, exactly.
So, there's going
I'm
into
still-
this.
I'm still here. Just hang on a second. Keep going.
Oh, you're fine. I going into this, I thought this was going to be really hard because I had it set in my mind that again the 90s was the last great music era. That this would be easy for Tim because he grew up in this era, and it would be a little bit harder for us. And actually digging into it, I was like, man, there is a lot of stuff. I mean, we could have probably did top 20 each
Oh, I could have.
and probably gotten away with it. And
Absolutely.
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 My thinking going into it after I started getting my big list was literally albums that just had like my like I and Levin You, like I said earlier, is probably pushing my top 5 favorite songs of all time. Vampire Weekend got me into a group or a sound of music I've never listened to. A-Punk, probably top 50 song for me. Modest Mouse is probably one of my top 10 band favorite. Yeah, in my top 10 bands of all time. Gnarls Barkley on the hip hop rap side, whatever you want to call it. Easily one of my favorite groups, along with MF Doom. Of course, Deftones. Can't go wrong with Deftones. But I got 4 honorable mentions. The first one, I seen this band last year. They came to my town. I couldn't believe it. I took my son to it. I remember where I heard this band for the first time. I was working the ambulance. We had a student on the ambulance, and we got talking about music. And he was huge into Irish and Scottish music, Celtic music, stuff like that. I was like, oh, cool. And he introduced me to this band. And so happened at the time this album came out. I think this came out in 2009 or 2008. I don't remember. But Flogging Molly, Float.
Yep.
Another band. I think they've got 4 albums before this. I went out, I bought everything. I love this band. Irish band. This one's got Float is like the big song on here. My favorite song by them is off of Miles from Home, I believe it is. It's If I Ever Leave This World Alive, or is it Drunken Lullabies? It's on Drunken Lullabies. If I Ever Leave This World Alive is like probably top 3 songs for me, but great live band too. Just fully energetic and all that. Flogging Molly, love them. This band was actually in my albums. It was a live band, but I'm not going to mention Blue October Foiled. Hate Me, She's My Ride Home, and just all the other songs on here. Probably one of the best
Great band.
sappy, feel sorry for myself type music that you can ever get from the early 2000s, but love that one. I think I mentioned this because Joe had LD50 as one of his albums, but I love Dig. We're going to talk about Mudvayne for a second. I love Dig. I remember watching that video all the time on MTV. I loved it. I didn't buy LD50 when it first came out. And then this album came out, Lost and Found.
Lost and Found.
That is
And
one on my list right now. I had like I'm saying I didn't know whatever I was going to pull. I had like 22. Lost and Found is on my list. It's a great album.
And I went back and bought LD50 because of Dig, because I just didn't think there would be anything else I liked. But after I listened to this whole thing, I went back and bought LD50. I mean, this has got Happy, Falling Asleep, Determined. I love Determined.
Yeah.
Forget to Remember. Just everything on here. And I didn't realize this is double-sided. This has got a DVD on it. I don't think I've ever watched the DVD side of it.
Aren't
Yeah,
you a
it
fan?
is.
Aren't you
Yeah.
a fan? Just watch this stuff. Come on.
What?
Come on.
I don't know if it's
I'm
loved.
joking. I'm
Trust
joking.
me, it's loved.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
That's a great album.
that's my favorite Mudvayne. And I'm glad. I don't know if you guys have seen Chad Smith is back. He's in shape.
Yeah.
They're doing a tour and he sounds and looks amazing. So I can't wait. The last one, I had a hard time with this because I wanted to pull a Tool album. The problem is Tool is pretentious. They're uppity, but they are fucking fantastic. There isn't a Tool album I can't put on that I can't just listen. I will never put it on repeat, or random, but I will listen to every Tool album all the way through. So I went with A Perfect Circle, Maynard's other band. And this is, which one is this? This is, I can never remember this. Mer de Norms or whatever.
Yeah.
But their first album. Yeah. This has got Judith, 3 Libras. I think that was the only thing that was
Outsiders. No, Outsiders on their second album.
Yeah.
13 Step.
The Hollow, which had a little bit of play, but Judith and 3 Libras. I love this album. I got to see them live last year, and it was an amazing show. And my favorite thing about this, I loved the video for, I think it was Judith. The middle of the song, when you get into the guitar solo and the bassist wraps her hair up into the ponytail and goes right back into the beat.
Yeah.
Love that part of the video. But yeah, Perfect Circle. I mean, you might as well just put any Tool album or both Perfect Circle albums. The other one is great too.
Agreed.
I always love what was that? Chocolate Chip Trip? The drum thing and that, you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Chocolate Chip Trip? It's okay. Never mind. Keep going. Go. Keep going.
You just fell down a flight of stairs, Corey.
Yep. I fell. About. Let's keep going.
And there should be some new music coming from A Perfect Circle. Billy Howdell and Maynard's been talking about it, so it'd be great.
Yeah. I've just never got into now I'm drawing a blank. Oh man. I'm ready to fall down the stairs right behind you.
Don't fall down the stairs like I did.
Yeah, the one's got the beating to the war drums and eating sheep.
I was gonna say his other band is his third band. Pussifer. I've never got into.
I've owned all their albums and they've had to grow on me. And then after I seen them live last year, like the new lineup with Karina Round is amazing. But it's different. Pussifer is very different, and I've seen a couple of interviews with Maynard where he's talked about the difference between Tool and A Perfect Circle and Pussifer and the writing styles and how they come about everything. And it gave me a little bit more respect for Pussifer because I didn't like Pussifer at first either, but it's grown on me over the years.
Yeah, I've never got into them. I've tried. I've listened to every one of their albums, but just not into it.
Yeah, it's definitely a different thing. The last two albums or last album, the one whenever they added Karina Round on, which I did not realize she had she's actually a guitarist and has her own career also. She lead sings in another band and she's amazing. And live, it's Maynard. Maynard live is awesome anyway, but with Karina singing with him, it's just amazing.
That's the only kind of music I never really got into. I was like kind of like that experimental kind of odd, weird stuff, like Pussifer or like a Mr. Bungle. It's just never been
Captain Beefheart.
It's just a little bit too out there for me. I just never got it. I've tried.
Each your own.
Yep.
Corey, what do you got? You got more present things, or are you just going to run off?
No, I can run through some really quick.
Okay.
I don't need to take a long time, but some of these might be mainstream ones. But so we got Breaking Benjamin, You Are Not Alone.
Great album.
It was an album I will go back to a lot of times. Puddle of Mud, Come Clean.
Good
That
album.
was very radio heavy, but I had a lot of fun with that. Earlier, I was talking about Seether, but there's Seether, Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. That's another great album.
Great album.
Yeah, that I have a good time with. Chevelle Wonder, What's Next? Good one.
Great band.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Chevelle one was, I forgot to pull, that was on my list as well. That's a great album.
Yeah. No, it's one I go back to. Like I said, none of these are, I'm saying greatest album ever, but they're ones I will go back to. Hurt Volume 1 is another one. Stained, Breaking the Cycle.
Good album.
Incubus, Morning View.
Big fan of Incubus.
Okay. I heard crickets.
A Crow Left of the Murder was on my list. I like Morning View too. I actually, I think except for their last album, and their last album, I haven't listened to enough for it to grow me, but I think all their albums are really, really good.
Okay. Trapped, I said the debut album, but there's also Only Through Pain is another one I will go back to. And that's
something going on in your life, Corey, that you need to talk about. You just got all these painful albums, man.
Yeah.
I got stuff. I got things.
Midlife crisis going on.
I got things.
Corey likes
midlife.
I
think I'm past midlife crisis. I'm like over midlife. I'm past midlife at this point. I think at this point, but so Trapped, Only Through Pain is another one that I really like. I'm gonna run really quick. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. We're not on any time restraint.
Okay. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory.
Great album.
One I can just go back to. Stop.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
It's a great album. Thank you, Joe.
You know, and the thing is, I bet you if you gave me that album, I bet you if you gave me that album and I sat down and put a pair of headphones on or something and listened to it, I would probably be like crying by the end of it or something. Like it's a freaking
good. It's a freaking good album. I'll just say that right there.
Okay.
Curveball. Norah Jones, Come Away With Me.
Great album.
She has frickin' voice that will make me cry. I'll just say that right there. I don't care. She has a beautiful voice, and
before auto-tune too.
Yeah.
I can listen to her just sing the phone book, but okay. Total radio play, but Three Doors Down, The Better Life, that album. I remember that coming out and really enjoying that quite a bit.
Is that's their first one with Superman, right? Or Kryptonite?
Yep.
Yeah, Kryptonite.
The most played.
Yep.
You know, I haven't
played overplayed, but
well, for the longest time, it had the record for the most radio plays ever. I'm assuming it's probably dropped off a little bit, but it may still be number one. And you know what?
Yeah.
I haven't actually heard any updates on him lately. I know he was dealing with the cancer stuff and that, and like, he was on social media.
I haven't heard anything.
Going on from that, Volbeat. So one of them I really loved fell out of this time range, but the one that did fall into it was Guitars, Gangsters, and Cadillac Blood. I like
the lead singer's voice. Like because they're from
something different. It's something different.
They're from
it's like Norway,
Sweden or something.
Or Norway, I think, but Denmark, Sweden, Norway, something over there. But...
Well, here's something we can check out. Norah Jones' country band, the Little Willies.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I'll get some size for this one, but Breaking Benjamin. Which one was that one? Saturate, maybe. I was trying to.
Is that their second album?
Maybe, yeah. Let's go with that. 3 Days Grace, I already talked about, but there's 1X. That was another great album. I enjoyed. And then I'll say, I'm going to finish out Papa Roach, Infest, and then I'm done.
That's a great album.
Yeah.
You know, so
thank you, Joe.
In 2000,
I feel really good when Joe like gives me some positive feedback.
I want to say my favorite song by them is Scars.
Oh,
it's not on that album, but I love that song.
I agree. 100%.
I never was into them because what was their big song in the late 90s or
Mhm.
or early, whatever the big song, it was overplayed. And I think I talked about this during the last one, like early in the days, if something was just overplayed, like I just didn't want anything to do with it. But since I've been loading stuff onto my hard drive to play in my car, like movie soundtracks, and I got a couple compilations.
Last Resort.
Yeah, Last Resort.
Yeah.
They are on a bunch of different compilations, and they're on the Crow City of Angels soundtrack, I believe.
Yeah.
And
but they have a lot of great songs beyond that one too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I've been finding like all these just random songs. I need to go back and listen to them. But a funny quick story, in 2000, like late 2000, early 2001, I worked at AutoZone for a short period of time. And I worked with this kid, he was from California, and he kept talking about, he goes, man, I used to live next to this band. It was awesome. We'd go over there, just sit on their couch in the garage, and they'd sit there and play, and we'd drink, and we'd have fun and all that. And he goes, it was Papa Roach. I go, you live next to Papa Roach. He lived next to, I think, the drummer of Papa Roach. I'm like, bullshit. Whatever, dude. You're just making stuff up. He goes on vacation for like 2 weeks, goes back home to California, comes back with a shoebox full of Polaroids of him sitting on a couch in a garage, and there's Papa Roach playing. Like he's like literally lived next door to, it was either the guitarist or the drummer of Papa Roach. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He goes, yeah, he named a bunch of bands that like Papa Roach would do stuff, and then other bands would come over and play too. And he's like, yeah, I almost every night I got to watch bands play. I'm like, you lucky son of a bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some people that just like draw the lottery card when they have some stuff like that. You know, it's like, oh yeah, they were just in my garage playing, songs, and all of a sudden they're the hot next thing. But
yeah, he said it was late 90s, so it was probably right before they broke. Like, made it big. But I was like, I was like, whatever. But yeah, he proved me wrong. Very big. But yeah, Papa Roach, I need to actually check them out more, because every little like single I found on compilations albums, I've always enjoyed them.
Well, that's like one of those bands that get stuck with one song. So it's like a last resort. You always, or at least for me, like you think of that one. Yeah, exactly, Del.
I love that meme that's been going around where it's Mr. Rogers putting a record on there, and they put different soundtracks.
Yeah. And it's all of a sudden it's like Last Resort.
Yeah.
But, like some bands, they get stuck with one song, and they have a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's a talented group. There's other things to check out from them. So,
like I said, Scars is my favorite song by them. It's not even Last Resort. I love that song.
I would agree with you. That's a great one.
God, they've been around since 93. Holy crap.
Before I graduated. Out the door in 94. We're all about the same age, aren't we?
I just turned 46 in June.
Oh shit, I'm older than you.
Tim's 36, 35. Yeah, somewhere around in there. Horror Cat Dad. Hola, gents. Hola, Horror Cat Dad.
Hey, Larry. What's going on, Larry?
Yeah, and I'm going to be 54 this year.
Okay, we're
in 2.5 weeks.
Well, we're about 4 years different than there, Joe.
I think there's almost a 20-year swing between all four. If Tim was here, it'd be all four of us. Yeah.
That's why we.
Papa Roach, I have to check out.
Yeah, Papa Roach is really good.
I'll
Dead
agree.
Cell. Dead Cell was on, I think, Crow City of Angels, and that was one of their songs from Infest, their first album. Yep. And I really like that, so I need to actually dig into them.
So other ones I had on my list, Papa Roach was on there. Infest, that was a great album. I remember that one being huge. So, like I said, I have like 22 on my list here. So go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, keep going. No, keep naming
I'm
them.
quiet. No, I'm done.
Joe. Okay,
I want to
Joe,
hear
what
you
you got?
talk. Go, Doc.
All right. I was gonna say mine isn't as diverse as Corey's. Mine's is mostly all heavy stuff, but we're gonna
Do it.
do it anyway.
Do
All
it.
right. One of my honorable mentions, seen them many times. Remember seeing them in '99 when they first came out. I saw them a lot, but Slipknot's Iowa. I've always been a
great
fan
album.
of Slipknot.
Okay.
Seen Marie's first metal concert. I took her to see Slipknot and Marilyn Manson.
So, Joe, I'm a big fan. I'm from Iowa, and
Yes.
I remember them being there was a
They
battle.
play your garage?
What?
Did they play your garage? You got Polaroids?
No, I wish. I wish I could tell that story, but I cannot. I will not lie to you. But there was a battle of the bands in Iowa, and they were one of them up, and they won that one. And I remember them coming up through the ranks of that, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So no,
That's awesome.
yeah, and
That's
I
a
love
great
hearing the
It is.
keg slam.
Yeah.
in the song.
So what do you think? I'm a Joey Jordanson.
Jorgensen.
Yeah, I can never. He's my favorite drummer of the three that they've had, and I mean just
same.
because he did the first two albums, right? Iowa and
No, he did the first four.
or four. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like he by far is my favorite drummer of theirs. Like he just had
his
sound complemented the rest of the band.
Like me too.
Yeah.
So.
The next.
Have you heard?
The
I'm sorry. Have you heard, Corey? There's that meme like what you think of metalheads, and then it shows Corey Taylor playing the SpongeBob theme on the acoustic.
Yeah.
What really metalheads?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's one thing I wish that I would have known when he came through Boston when he was doing those acoustic shows, the hated shows, and he was doing like the SpongeBob song, and he was playing Bon Jovi's "Wanted Dead or Alive," or I saw on YouTube when he played the Metro in Chicago and he played Purple Rain, because that's where the Purple Rain performances were done for the movie. Unbelievable acoustic player. And
I just seen him do a video last week of him doing Big Me, Foo Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Doing an acoustic of that. I was like,
that
holy
dude
crap.
has some pipes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Next one, we're gonna go even heavier, and this is a band. The lead singer died years ago from a motorcycle accident, but
that's heavy.
It's heavy, and it's Suicide Silence, The Cleansing.
Yeah.
I love Suicide Silence. They're deathcore with Mitch, that was the lead singer. He died, like I said, in the motorcycle accident. He hit a telephone pole. But that is my favorite album by them. Has a bunch of great songs on it. This band I have a little bit of a history with. I opened up for them a couple of times when I played. All female band from Canada, but Kitty's Spit.
Yes. God, yes. What's the big song off that one? I remember when that came
Brackish.
out. Yes.
Brackish. But like I said, I love Kitty. This is a great album. Shocking when Morgan started singing more cleaner vocals was on Funeral for Yesterday. And that's my favorite album by them. But and
I wish them and OTEP. Did you ever hear OTEP?
Yeah, I've heard of OTEP.
The female led, them two. Those two bands were like two of my favorite female bands in the early 2000s.
But I've always been a big fan of Kitty, and like I said, I opened up for them a couple of times. And another band that speaking of soundtracks, they're on the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. They're on the end credits of that movie playing. This is their first album. I saw them with Shadows Fall and Chimera. And I love this album. And it is El Nino, Revolution, that they're more of a new metal / Latin kind of feel, that they go back and forth between singing in English and Spanish. But they did How Can I Live song that is on the Freddy versus Jason soundtrack at the end playing.
That was a great soundtrack.
Yeah, I love that song. And the last one I have is a band from Clinton, Massachusetts. Another band that I've played before with them.
How many towns are in Massachusetts, man? It's only
There's
Boston.
too many towns.
It's a lot.
Many towns.
A guy that I work with, he lives next door to the guitarist of this band. And I hope I can get my vinyl one day signed by him, but I don't know. But I love this band. It's a band called Diecast.
Nice.
I've never heard of that.
But I have their full discography. Again, the lead singer died in 2010. He was in his 30s with a heart condition. But really, really, really great band. And I was gonna say, if you check out any of their albums, this is the album to check out. They're really, really good. It's called Internal Revolution. But really, really good band from Massachusetts.
I said that reminded me, there was an episode, It's Always Sunny, where Charlie was confused that Philly wasn't Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like he didn't realize that Pittsburgh was another city. He's like, but we're in Philly, Pennsylvania. It's Philly. It's when you think, because Massachusetts, I mean, that's a small state for the most part, isn't it? I mean, it's not as small as like Vermont and Delaware and all that, but I mean, it's a semi-small state with not.
Massachusetts is it's good size, but it's not huge.
So, Joe, would you say
it's to drive from one end to the other will take you about 3 hours?
Yeah, it's not bad.
So you're about half the size of my state, Indiana, then, because it takes us 6 hours drive from one end to the other.
Oh, so Ryan's trying to
one up me.
Yeah, he's trying to measure lengths with you.
Yeah.
No, I've always wanted to go up into the New England area.
Well, I was going to say with Massachusetts, if I add the fist of Massachusetts with P-Town, that's another 3 hours. So
okay,
I can get that. If I can get that appendage in, yeah, we'll add another 3.
Hey, Joe, completely unrelated. If I can talk my wife into coming out there in this fall, would you meet us at Moose or Bull Moose?
I'll meet you anywhere you want.
I want to meet you and Marie. I want to meet you and Marie.
I was going to say Bull Moose, Salem, Massachusetts, Boston, Martha's Vineyard to go see all the Jaws locations. Wherever you want to go, I'll be there.
Okay. I want to come out there.
You name a day and time, whatever is going on, I'll
if I can talk my better half into doing it, I want to come out there. And if you two would meet up,
of course,
I'd love to say hey and
of course
meet up with you.
I'll take you out to lunch or dinner.
One of my dream trips is to do New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox. Go to Boston one day.
I didn't do Red Sox, but we or not Red Sox, but Yankees. But we went out to a Red Sox game. My wife and I, we did do a game out there, and it was fun. Rode the
Boston's
train,
always intrigued me. I mean, it's like what, one of the most historic towns in basically the US.
There's a bunch of fun stuff. There's a good stuff to see there. But
I've always wanted to see a Fenway game and then go up to New York and watch a doubleheader.
You got to go to Fenway.
If
you're a ball fan, you got to go to Fenway.
I was gonna say I'm not even a huge baseball fan, but I saw one game there a long time ago. And it was back when Pedro Martinez was still pitching, and Alex Rodriguez was with the Seattle Mariners, and it was the day that Carlton Fisk's jersey got retired. And the first time I walked into that stadium, I actually got all choked up just seeing it, because I remember seeing it as a kid, on TV all the time.
It's different.
It was the only game I ever went there.
Absolutely, it's different when you get there, like in person. So
yeah.
But I've always knew the whole New England area has always intrigued me. Like there's just, from what I've seen, so beautiful. The food up there,
It is.
in the history too. I'm a huge history buff when it comes to like cities, and I would just love to go do that whole area.
I was gonna say we have the oldest park in history, and that's the Boston Common. That was started in 1654.
We got to get Ryan out there too then. So
Yeah.
It's not
I would
really.
say
I
that-
think I've looked one time. I think from here to New York, I want to say it's only like 10 hours drive, maybe if that.
that's
I was gonna
nothing.
say from where?
That's
From
nothing.
Indiana?
Southern
No,
Indiana.
it's not- yeah, it's not that far. I was gonna say I did
Indiana.
I did Pittsburgh to back home, and that took me 13 hours. But I went like upstate New York way.
Oh, I'm taking that back. From Evansville to Boston is 16 hours, 13 minutes.
That's not that bad.
I'm sure you'd drive faster than that. You'd be fine.
I could probably make it
Yeah.
in 14.
I was gonna say I did
I can do 14. No problem.
I did Worcester, Massachusetts to New Orleans to go to Mardi Gras in 96, and that was only 26 and a half hours. So 16 you can do.
Ryan drives fast and plays loud music. He will be able to do it faster than that. I'll just say that
Oh, yeah.
right now.
I don't.
Right,
I drive. I drive in control though. You've been in my car.
No.
So.
No. I'll say that under control, nothing unsafe, but you keep a good pace and you got the music going on with it. I think you could do it in a good time. That's all I'm saying. Nothing bad.
I mean, that's all I do all day, every day is drive for my
Yeah,
work. So it's
you
like
gotta-
when I'm in the vehicle, I can tell you one thing though.
Mm.
I had planned on spending the night in Louisville Tuesday and coming back Wednesday, but we had to have our AC looked at Wednesday, so I had to drive back at like 10:30 at night, and it's about a 2-hour drive. And man, those last 20 miles, oh man, it was
It's
bad.
It's funny how that goes when you're coming back home. But
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's for sure.
all right. So yeah, I am all eastbound and down. I mean, like 16 hours ain't nothing.
No.
I drive like crazy, so I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I love to drive. I've always loved to
I'll
drive.
drive, and the rest of the family's either sleeping or on their phones. So I'll just say that.
No, but I've got something planned for next month with another YouTuber, but they are in the UK, Yorkshire to be exact, and we're going to see if we can work it out. But there's this British guy that's moved to America that I watch on YouTube, and he does the Brits versus Americans stuff. Like he did a video on distances, like Brits always say, why don't you just walk everywhere, Americans? And like he
Mhm.
goes in this tirade about how they just don't understand the size of the United States.
They don't know.
Yeah. So like I think he showed in the video like to drive from the north end of the UK to the south end of the UK is like 8 hours and 46 minutes. That's like
That's
a
like
trip
2 states.
from here to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like a couple states for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
If you're in Texas, that's only like a third of Texas.
I would say that's not even half the state. That's not even. Well, yeah. I remember doing Houston to Dallas, and that was like almost 7 hours.
Just across Iowa is like 4 hours plus. So.
Yeah. But it's just funny to watch him how he's defending Americans on all these misconceptions of what UK people have of like the side, like, oh, I'm going to
They
go on
just
vacation.
don't
I'm gonna-"
understand how big the country is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like we literally have states that are as big as the UK.
Oh,
True.
or bigger.
Yeah.
Or bigger. Yep.
But yeah, it's interesting. So I'm gonna hopefully me and him get it worked out. He's just concerned about the internet connection, if it's going to be able to work. Okay, so we got to iron that out. So I'm gonna have somebody
Tell
on.
him to get
Hopefully
American
next month.
internet.
No, I don't. That dodgy UK. Make sure he's got his license up to
I'm
date.
joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this has been fun. I'm
I had a
sad that
blast.
Tim didn't make it. So
I always
Next
have
time.
fun
Tim
hanging
might
out
have
with you
to-
guys.
Tim might have to do a little video or maybe run a list up on Instagram about what his 5 were.
I want to hear. I want to hear.
Yeah,
what
because
he's
I'm
gonna
curious
say.
what Tim's
Yeah.
was.
Well, I know he said in the chat that he was looking for stuff that he didn't mention the first time, because a lot of what he mentioned was that early 2000 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Houston to Dallas is 4 hours. That's yeah.
And
like-
this-
Well, I drive a lot slower, so it took me 6. I drive
I'm sure if you're-
Mercedes.
I'm sure people that live down there that make that drive semi regularly probably know like shortcuts and wins and where's to drive and what times and all that stuff.
I was gonna say I learned my lesson. Here's another fun fact about me. I learned my lesson. In Massachusetts, I went to the first ever driving school that they ever had. That they did it at a high school that I had to take this class because by the time I was 20 years old, I totaled 6 cars. I had 13 speeding tickets and 2 improper starts. That's for smoking the tires. And I lost they said, you got to go to this driving class to retake and learn, and you won't lose your license. Lie, because I still lost my license for 2 years. And I never, ever wanted to rely on anybody to drive me anywhere. So after that, I started driving like Miss Daisy. Because before
so Joe,
that,
me
I
and
was
you
a
were in the
hellion.
same boat. I had my
Yeah.
license exactly 14 or 15 days, and I wrecked my first car because I was speeding.
Mhm.
I've had my license suspended twice before I was 21. I've taken several classes and paid many, many fines in the state of Indiana to keep my license. But then once I got into the medical field and all that, like I completely changed like my driving habits and all that. Because when you drive an ambulance, you're kind of forced to drive safely, and a fire truck and all that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 21, I've never been pulled over after that.
Yeah, I
was
haven't had
just I've never had a ticket, and I was.
I don't think I've had a
never
speeding
again.
ticket in 20 years. I haven't had a traffic violation in over 20 years now. Yeah, I learned my lesson as a young kid.
I even got a driving on the sidewalk.
There you go.
I didn't want to wait for the red light, so I drove up on the sidewalk to
The only thing I had was the freaking speeding camera, and it doesn't go in your record, but they still send you a bill.
Yeah.
So extra tax for the people.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna wind this down again. Sorry, Tim couldn't be here.
Ryan's like, no, we're done.
No, it's Sunday. I'm tired.
Everybody's got to work tomorrow.
Do I?
I got a speeding ticket in
Do I?
87. That's it, man.
I don't have to work tomorrow. I got to get on
tickets by the time I was like 18. No, I'm the same way, Joe. I used to drive like a bat out of hell, and then I realized there's no reason for it.
Oh yeah, I used to just like back then. One of my first cars was a '74 Camaro.
Nice.
And that thing, I can be cruising down the road at 40 miles an hour, floor it, and I could smoke the tires at a roll. While I was moving at 40 and fishtail that thing. That car got me.
Fourth gear.
That car got me in a lot. That car, I remember parking in my grandmother's driveway, and the motor would rattle the knickknacks in her house. And that car got me in so much trouble, and I had to sell it to pay off all my fines. I was so mad.
But you were fun. You had fun with it.
Yeah,
right?
I had fun with it while it lasted.
You just told
Murray
yourself,
jumping in here.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wind this down though. I thank everybody in the chat for sticking with us for this 2 hours. Again, thank you, Corey and Joe. Corey, you got anything coming up?
Always.
I'll just say thank you for having me on. If you want to jump on, check out my channel. I got some stuff coming up, but I'll just say thank you very much for letting me hang out with you. Always have a good time with you guys. So
everything down below. YouTube links down below.
Yep.
I didn't put the Instagrams,
the thingies,
but links.
Do those thingies. Yeah.
Joe, you got anything coming up?
No, I got nothing. I thanks a lot, Ryan, for having me on. Like I said, it's always a blast. When you mentioned it, I was excited, like last time. Like a kid at Christmas because I love
Music's
just
always fun to
talking.
talk about because I mean it's
Yeah.
like we said before, it's integrated into the movies we watch. It's really integrated in part of our lives, and it's something different for the people out there that
Well,
watch us for movie stuff to see the music stuff.
And I'll say it's maybe, like you said, something a little different, but it's always fun to hang out with you two guys. So,
Agreed.
I thank you. I had a blast.
Same.
So,
You're welcome.
I had a blast, and hopefully we do it again.
yeah, I will. I'm up for it.
And hopefully
it won't
it's
be
not 90s.
6 months next time.
Yeah.
We could do the 90s. Tim might have
Yeah.
a hard time with that. The only thing I got coming up, I do have a out and about hunt video from Barnes & Noble's coming up this Wednesday. I finally was able to get out and not buy almost anything.
Criterion.
Other than that, the only other thing I got coming up is I'm going to try to work on getting, again, a UK person on a Sunday sit down sometime in August. Hopefully that works out. And I guess I got to get my Fresh Friday driving jams back up and running on Fridays. I don't know why I stopped doing that. Like, it's not hard to do.
Do it.
Just
Do it.
I don't know.
Do it.
So, but thank you for everybody in the comment section that joined us tonight. Yeah, you all have a great night. I'm going to try to end the stream and see if it takes us 8 seconds. So this is where we wave, and then you see if we disappear. Have a good night.
Have a good one.